$55. That's right, get a heating system checkup for just $55. Also, get up to $750 in savings with a special Shelby Heated and Air discount on qualifying systems. Call today at 704-487-7877 and schedule your $55 service appointment. Shelby Heated and Air, online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Looking for commercial or residential flooring? Look no further than Piedmont Flooring in Lincoln. Piedmont Flooring is in the same location as Watson Carpet and Tile. Jason Husky, the owner, has military background and is active in the community as well as sports. Piedmont Flooring specializes in laminate, LVP, LVT, sheet vinyl, hardwoods, tile, carpet, cabinets, countertops, VCT, and backsplash. Open Mondays through Fridays, 8 to 5 p.m., Saturdays, 8:30 to 12. Piedmont Flooring, 2129 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-2938. It's a family-owned business helping families.
Are your drains not draining? Are your sewer lines backing up? Have you no water? Things like those will drive you plumb crazy. Don't let that happen to you. Call on Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. They'll clear up your drains and even do a camera inspection of your sewer lines. And they have water treatment systems and water heaters too. For residential or commercial, call Olmsted Plumbing at 828-245-7302. Online at olmstedplumbing.com. Like them on Facebook too. And right now, they have employment opportunities.
Start your engine!
The green flag is in the air, and we're underway at TMS.
On a car that's sliding on the back stretch. Somebody's making contact with the inside retaining wall. That's the 17 car of Chris Buescher.
We got a crash. Cars spinning left and right. Guys, there's got to be at least 8, 9 cars involved.
It's Texas. It's the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 500. Sunday, September 25th at 2:30.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano, and if you're looking for affordable, quality equipment, James River delivers.
Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, James River has the John Deere mowers, tractors, Gator utility vehicles, and implements you need to get it done fast. Plus, with low-rate financing and big cash rebates, James River makes owning a John Deere just as easy as it is to operate. Request a quote online at jamesriverequipment.com.
James River delivers affordable quality.
Fall means falling prices at Classic Ford of Shelby. Come on in now and buy now and make no payments for 90 days with approved credit. That's good on both new and used vehicles. Be sure to come in for all the details. Over 1,200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from online from the Classic Ford family. And the new Ford Bronco is now available. That's Classic Ford of Shelby, 1775 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at classicfordofshelby.com and like them on Facebook too. Tune in for Down Home with Milton Baker, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Chosen breed, you don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets, come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Morning, welcome to the Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin, Tom, and Terry. They've got a lot of things to discuss today, such as high school sports, college sports, NASCAR, I guess, and football, NFL, basketball. I don't know if basketball or baseball. They're talking about some kind of sports, mostly football, I think, but I mean, I'm just here for moral support, more or less.
Did you get all that, Tom?
I tell you what I do get. I get that Shelby Heating and Air is bringing you Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com. Little blast of fall, cool this morning. Reminds you better get that furnace checked out. So call them today, 704-487-7877, shelbyheating.com. Kevin.
JP, I got a little special things in my notes for you for today's show. Just
really?
Yeah, there's all kinds of things. But we haven't finished our Jurassic World. We haven't finished whether Captain America is a superhero or not. But did you see the breaking news late last night?
No. What breaking news?
James Earl Jones has retired.
Wow.
As the voice of Darth Vader.
Oh, no.
So, Tom, if you didn't know, and I know Terry probably didn't know either.
I know.
He's been working on as all the other side projects and stuff too.
Yeah.
So any of the animated stuff or any of the newer stuff,
yeah.
Vader, he's lent his voice. And in his older age, you could tell.
Yeah.
That Vader sounds like Vader's getting older.
Yeah.
They kind of don't really use the voice modulator anymore.
So what he did, he actually, JP, signed over his rights for them to go back in all of his footage, in all of his movies and stuff, whatever he has the rights to, Tom, and take his voice and use AI to recreate Vader's words. So pretty much he's been in so many movies, said so many things. They don't even have to go too far out of the Star Wars universe just to get everything he said. But he's given them the rights to use, so they don't have to hire a new voice actor to try to imitate him.
Yeah.
So
well, no one
James
ever will be able to do that.
He will stay there, but in the future will be an AI animated, I guess, robot.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones.
They just did that with some singer. Wasn't it some singer? Selena died back in the 90s, and they're trying to recreate some of it. They do that now. So, well, sad day that James Earl Jones got to be in his 80s. I mean, he's up there.
But I had give JP. We always got to give JP something to listen to coming in.
That's right.
At some part of the day, right?
That's right. What about some football scores? You want us to do those?
All right, Terry, are you ready for those?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? All right, let me pull those up on the big screen.
We got them right there. I'm sorry. I forgot.
For the folks on the radio listening, you can watch every Saturday morning, Saturday Sports Talk, KTCBroadcasting.com. We're live on YouTube. Go to the KTC Broadcasting channel, and you'll find us right here on the YouTube live. 8 a.m., 10:15 every Saturday. All right, Tommy and Terry, however y'all want to handle those.
All right, Terry, I'll do the left because I can see it, and you can do the right. How's that sound, Terry?
I guess, Tom.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Were you wanting to do the left? I'll do the left. I'm sorry. East. I didn't know that was going to be that deep. East Gaston over Cherville, 38-0. Bessemer City over Highland. Big win for your Jackets, 60-14, Kevin.
Real quick note on that one. We'll show the highlights here in just a few minutes as I go through. Jameer Holmes tied the school record. Back-to-back weeks, 5 touchdown passes for Bessemer City.
And big win for them over the Rams. Chargers defeat the Kramer Storm, 54-28. In the Battle of Burns, boys, it's Coach Russ versus Coach Cogdell, and Chase defeats East Rutherford, 55-9. Lincolnton edges Newton Conover, was at that game last night. Great ball game, great comeback for the Wolves. They defeat Newton Conover 22-21. Maiden upsets West Lincoln 27-17. I thought West Lincoln would win that game, Terry. That they, I don't know. I thought Maiden might have been a little bit down. Watauga beat them, and I just thought they weren't as strong. Some of their scores weren't as strong. I thought West Lincoln should have won this game.
I don't know. I mean, there's opportunities that you have throughout every football season, and if you want to be one of the elite teams, these are the games that you got to win. Until we get over this little hump that we're in, we can compete with people, but you got to defeat somebody. And we fell a little short last night. Good game. We had to lead at one time.
Yeah.
but you got to finish. And, we just didn't. So, I mean, great game from the guys, though. They played well.
That's got to put Maiden in the catbird seat in that conference.
Predicted to win the conference anyway. So,
all right. Bandies over East Burke 35-14. South Point defeats Hunter Huss 35-7. Kings Mountain over North Gaston 56-0. Forest View, they've won a few games now. 24-21 over the Green Wave.
You can't never figure out Ashbrook.
Yeah,
I mean,
know,
one week you can predict them to win, they're going to lose, and next week you can do the opposite. I don't know. Ashbrook, consistent.
I've talked to some people, and they say the talent is there. That they have the talent there. But Forest View, I didn't think had a tremendous amount because they lost so much to graduation, got a young team. But that's a big win for Forest View,
yes,
24-21. Shelby struggles early, but then blows out Thomas Jefferson 55-6. Hendersonville over Polk County 32-21. Brevard crushes RS Central 44-6. And Bunker Hill blows out West Caldwell. It's been a rough year for the Warriors. 52-6. Terry?
It was Community School of Davison 56, Mountain Island 6. Winston-Salem Carver 14, Bishop McGinnis 12. It was Pine Lake Prep 48, Winston-Salem Prep 6. It was Drone as Shannon 57, Avery County 7.
Can I say something? I was listening on my way to Lincoln last night, and somebody who works here, I think you pay him, said Avery County would, quote unquote, put on a clinic.
He's going to dog walk. Who are they?
He's got
Drone. Yeah.
Drone arguably has the best dual threat quarterback in the state.
Drone was like 4-0.
Yeah,
Avery County
4-1.
They are scoring. They are scoring tons.
Yeah,
of points.
Scoring tons of points. It's
Avery
like,
County's
what are you thinking? Put on a clinic. Okay, all right.
We just hope he hits the right side of the turn signal when he pulls into the parking lot here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Terry.
Well, I'm going to go on with the next one. Another talk show host. At least he got this one right.
Another talk show.
West Charlotte 42, West Mac 8, but that wasn't the score. West Mac only won 7-0, but West Mac was supposed to put up tons of points.
They got West Charlotte winning up there.
Yeah, West Charlotte won 7-0.
Yeah.
Was those finals? Yeah. That's the only scores I ever got all night. Did those end up being the finals? They did. Yeah. Okay, we'll take it.
Yeah.
I was trying to look up the finals.
Yeah. Oh,
go ahead, Terry.
That's a good question.
Those were the finals. I just looked them up.
That's what I was saying.
Those last scores in the finals. Yeah, that's right. I just didn't black them out.
St. Stephen's 21, North Iredale 7. It was Hickory coming from down 22-7, coming back and defeat North Lincoln 29-22. It was West Iredale 26, Fred Ford 8. East Lincoln 28, Statesville 7. It was Mitchell 49, Owen 26. It was East Surrey 63, North Surrey 24. Wilkes Central 50, Surrey Central 34. And it was Forbush over West Wilkes 21-20. And it was East Wilkes over Elkins 63-21. And when you get in all them Wilkes counties and you can remember which one I just told you was the final, especially when they're back to back to back to back, good luck.
Yeah. The Moonshine County.
Do we need to buy Terry a match game?
We do.
Memory game for him.
We might need to do that. But I'll tell you, if I could speak a little bit about that Lincoln game. Lincoln, I tell you what, Terry, when they go full house backfield, they go old school. Three backs.
They do.
3 backs in a straight line. You don't know who's getting the football. But they can just line up and just pound you. And then I think the quarterback's name is Bost.
Yes.
He could just do the Wildcat himself, which I like because you're not taking the quarterback out of the play once he hands the ball off. Now he's got that extra blocker, and he ran very effectively out of that.
How many passes did Lincoln throw last night?
I want to say it was about 16.
That's what I'm saying. They're developing. They're throwing the ball around.
Yeah, and then one was the Heath kid, the running back, who's pretty good, caught a 68-yard pass on that last drive. I think Bost run the punt back, and they had a penalty, and then they had an illegal forward pass. And it looked like Lincoln was dead in the water, and that's when they got the 68-yard pass and set him up for that touchdown to go in and win. But the funny thing was when Newton Conover went up 21-8, there was an offside penalty against Lincoln. He took the kick team off the field, put it back in the offense. Lincoln stops them. They didn't get the 2-point, and it ends up that leaves it at 21, and that's how Lincoln won the game because they could set up and kick the extra point and get the win. So there's a lot of things that went on in that game. Very, very interesting ball game. But Newton Conover let one get away from him last night, Terry.
Well, here's something that you talk about bouncing back. Now, you talk about Lincoln in last week losing a tough breaker to Bunker Hill, but you bounce back this week and pull off a win. Congratulations to them. That's how you react from a tough loss last week. Yeah. Bounce back the next week or win a game that you shouldn't have won, Tom.
Right.
So.
I thought Newton, kid from Newton Conover, and he had a unusual name, left-handed kid.
Lugenhoek or something.
Lugenhot, I think is what his name was. And he could,
we'll let Terry pronounce. Terry, you want to try?
Yeah.
I'm good.
But he
I don't want none of that.
He ran the ball pretty effectively.
He was their quarterback, right? He's their quarterback.
Yeah, he's a quarterback. Ran the ball pretty effectively.
Well, folks, that random voice you heard was the Avery County Viking himself. Shannon Allen's in the house. Shannon,
put on a clinic.
I got a text immediately from
That's
that
how
one,
you
Terry.
get known, man.
People
I'll tell you what really happened.
Sitting at their houses.
What happened is probably 6 or 7 of their players had to go to the clinic after they got their crap beat out.
You cannot beat the Burke County refs, and that's exactly what happened up in Jerome.
50 points?
What the world?
57-7.
You can't beat them.
So Shannon blames that on the refs, which is very, very Cleveland County. But
and Lincoln, you can say Lincoln last week.
Getting back to games that were actually interesting. That Newton Conover, I thought, had a little bit more talent. Terry, I think that they
overall they might. Yeah,
I don't think that, but Lincoln does have some skill talent. I'll say their skill players are pretty good. I thought Newton Conover might have a smidge more. But I like the adjustment. Lincoln really struggled. They went three straight 3-and-outs in the first half, Terry. And then when they went to the power run game and got that touchdown, that was just a nice adjustment by their coaching staff. Then they went away from it, went back to it. And then I think that the mixture opened up to where they had Heath open on that pass. And even though he threw 2 interceptions, Lincoln had 3 turnovers, Terry. Had 3. Still overcame that. So, I mean, there was a lot they overcame in that ball game. But that 68-yard pass is going to stick out in my mind because that's the one that set it up. And then what I don't understand, maybe you can tell me, Terry, because I know you've officiated a little bit, that there was a pileup on the goal line. Maybe he scored with 10 seconds left to go. And it literally took him 10 minutes to unpile everybody. And then they said touchdown. So
it's the same way if you do in college NFL, Tommy, and you know that. Once they daggum can't determine it, they trying to pull people off. Right. You don't know what's happening to that ball down there.
So you can't stop.
No,
you can't go back.
Way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can't go back and say, well, he's in. The play ended with 10 seconds. Put 10 seconds back on the clock.
No, you got to find.
Okay, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, they're going to put some time back on this. And there were some long returns in that game. Newton Conover might have had a chance.
Well, one thing that a question I get as far as I guess asking from the referee's point of view, is that let's say he was tackled and everybody saw him get tackled, right? The ball stopped, right? And the referees needed to spot the ball for some reason. They would blow the whistle dead, right?
I would think.
So, right. If there was some issue or whatever, if the ball got kicked away accidentally, they'd blow the whistle dead, right? So at that point, can you not assume the ball has stopped? Let's blow the whistle. Let's pull these kids off the pile and figure this out. Maybe it's just some weird rule you can write into it. Well, Terry, the ball stopped.
Can't assume the ball stopped.
The ball has stopped, Terry. Jeez.
I mean,
but anyway, I'm just maybe something. Just I understand what you're saying. Like Tom, there could have been maybe 4 or 5 seconds still left in the game. Maybe is that what you're getting at?
I mean, they're probably not going to. The win probability is still low, but I figure they. And JP, do we have a caller? Is it?
It's the one and only whoever calls us on Saturday
mornings. Just try to introduce him.
Coach Pruitt.
Good morning.
Good morning, Coach
the
Pruitt.
One and only. I hear you, Coach.
Coach Pruitt, how you doing? Played East Gaston last night. You want to tell us about how your kids did?
Played hard. Didn't always play smart. Execution there for 10 of the 11 guys on the field, but that one guy that don't execute obviously affects the rest. That's why football is the greatest game out there. Emma, I'm in the car with my daughter. She made a comment, but no, overall, we had some opportunities in the first half. Didn't take advantage. Lined up last year. year they played some even front against us a lot, and this year they stayed in their odd front. We felt like we had a good plan with some of our protections, but our protections broke down. They got to give them credit the way they got after us a little bit. We completed a bunch of balls last night compared to what we had been doing. They didn't complete many balls. I thought our pass defense was much improved. Obviously, going from Shelby to them to East Cats, which East Cats has got a very good quarterback. He throws a good ball, but we did have one breakdown on a route down our sideline. And, had an opportunity to go into the halftime in a 2-score game and gave up a late score, which I felt like was a little bit of a backbreaker. Similar situation, I guess, to our Blacksburg game. We just didn't come out and respond in the second half like we would want. They on their film, had ran the ball very effectively against Stuart Kramer, and then the next week against Cherokee did not run it as well, even though they had a couple, one or two long runs. And they stuck to their running game last night, which I know that's what Coach Postel really hangs his hat on. And I thought their kids obviously played a little bit better up front than we did. We had some guys really step up. Amir Starr had a bunch of tackles. When they would pull their guard, he would trail that guy and made a bunch of plays in the backfield. Last night, we had Cam Bolin as our second captain of the season with the way he's playing football and flying around the field. He's probably not always doing everything correctly, but the effort that he plays with is exceptional, and it doesn't matter if it's 38-0 and he's getting the ball and he's trying to score, or we're returning the kickoff and we're down 38-0. He's never, I don't think, once said, "Coach, I need a break this year if I can get a break." He doesn't always play both ways with our rotation in the backfield. We do a few one-back sets. Shamir is out there and Cam gets a break. Good to have Austin Clinton back out there. He was in the backfield for a few plays, but it's hard to ask a ninth grader to do too much. But overall, if we can correct some of those things, a lot of times when you're in a game like that, the game's over, you're thinking, golly, what did we do right? And then you watch the film and you see so many things that we did right, and then those little things that we did wrong come back to bite us a little bit. Just some effort plays. We had a hold on a block down the field by a young man who hasn't blocked somebody down the field like that all year. But at the end of the play, he can't grab them and throw them, which I think is what the officials saw. But also, we get grabbed and threw, and it is what it is. We don't have a penalty in that situation. We can't control that. But we did have a lot of penalties on both sides of the ball last night. Got a little chippy, got real chippy on our sideline in the fourth quarter, and our coaches did a real good job of controlling our sideline, which could always get you in a problematic situation if you have 6 people leave the sideline in a situation like that. So I was glad that didn't happen. And we go into our open week 2-4. We have not played well against our 2A opponents, and we got one more left on the schedule. And we're looking forward to homecoming in a couple Fridays with Highland Tech.
Well, Coach, you got next week off. So the most important thing, getting everybody healthy for this. Like you just said, you got three 1A games still left. So pretty much your conference, and this is just setting up your playoffs. You guys got to get healthy and get ready for the next 2 weeks. Looking forward to that with Highland Tech, October 7th. That's correct, right? Highland Tech next up.
I believe that's correct. Yeah, we are probably been as healthy as we have been since we lost 3 backs in 3 weeks. I know we got 2 of those guys that won't be coming back, and I think we'll get Bryson Sigmund back for the Highland Tech game, and hopefully get some good news on Landon. Obviously, when you're and when we stretched the field last night, honestly, Josh Ward made some good plays in the passing and catching the football. Colin Huss had a couple catches. We had a few of the things that we would look for on our primary receiver, and then we come down to our secondary flat and drag, and we did a little bit better job in that area. We just got to keep improving and find ways to protect the quarterback better.
Well, Coach, you got Highland Tech at Jefferson, at Burns, and home against Bessemer City to finish up the season. Good luck. You got any big plans this weekend, football-wise?
We do have a JV game with Burns. We moved it up last year. We tried to keep it at the end, and we ran out of 8 quarter players. So me and David discussed bringing it up. So we're going to play at home on Thursday night. And then the week of the Highland Tech game, Coach Truesdale wants to try to play a JV game. So he's got so many young kids. I think he's got a small number of seniors, like 5. So I don't know how he's 8 quarter in that group. And I think he's played about 3 JV games. So our JVs will hopefully have a JV game the next week, and then our JV season will be over, and then we'll be moving some people up. The guys that are done can go to basketball and go to wrestling. Definitely a big weekend in the car with Emma. We're going to a little softball tournament. It got rained out a few weekends ago, but on our original calendar, this was App State Saturday for Landry to go up to Appalachian. So me and him will watch a couple pool play games, and then we'll go up the mountain. And then tomorrow's going to definitely be a day of rest for our family. I had a person invite us to a Panthers game, but Maria hadn't had a day off in 12 days. She's off today, and she'll be with Emma to finish off her softball tournament. Me and Landry head to Boone, get back home, and get a day of rest. Not a lot of preparation for the week ahead other than to get the JVs ready and work on some fundamental things that we can do better as a football team. So we'll work on that tomorrow and hopefully get ready for another good school week. We're not far away from the end of the first 9 weeks. It's hard to believe a quarter of the school year is about over.
Well, good, Coach, good luck, and be careful to you and your whole family this weekend, and have a good day tomorrow with the family.
All right. I'm going to take a break next Saturday, and I probably won't call in, but I'll be listening. Y'all guys have a great weekend, and go Ironman.
Okay, Coach. Thank you.
Coach.
Yes, sir.
Coach Pruitt, and I tell you what, if you will, Coach, you're still listening in the car, I did have a question for you off the air. Give a call right back. I want to talk to you off there. Tom and Terry, we all go over the scores one more time, then we'll finish up with highlights here on our high school open segment here.
All right, so the scores from around the area. East Gaston defeats Cherryville 38-0. Bessemer City defeats Highland Tech 60-14. Crest over Stuart Kramer 54-28. Chase defeats East Rutherford 55-9. Lincoln edges Newton Conover 22-21. Maiden gets by West Lincoln 27-17. Bandy's over East Burke 35-14. South Point defeats Hunter Huss 35-7. Kings Mountain blanks North Gaston 56-0. Forest View edges Ashbrook 24-21. Shelby big over Thomas Jefferson 55-6. Hendersonville over Polk County 32-21. Brevard blows out RS Central 44-6, and Bunker Hill crushes West Caldwell 52-6. Terry,
go ahead, Shannon.
All right, Community School of Davidson defeated Mountain Island 56-6. Carver over Bishop McGinnis 14-12. Pine Lake Prep defeated Winston-Salem Prep 48-6. Drone and a big win over Avery County 57-7. West Charlotte over West Mex 7-0. St. Stephen's defeated North Iredale 21-7. It was the Hickory Red Tornadoes over North Lincoln Knights 29-22. West Iredale defeated Ford 26-8. East Lincoln defeated Statesville 28-7. Mitchell over Owen 49-26. It was East Surrey defeating North Surrey 63-24. Wilkes Central over Surrey Central 50-34. In a close one, it was Fort Bush defeated West Wilkes 21-20, and East Wilkes 63, Elkin 21.
All righty, let's see. I got something to pull up here in just a moment. 22 show art. Next week's schedule, broadcast schedule: Bessemer City at Burns, Crest at South Point. Hadn't figured out which game I'm going to put on WCSL quite yet. Hendersonville will be at Chase. Should be another good game. And Bunker Hill at West Lincoln. 4 big games across the board here on KTC. Let's real quick. I want to go through some of the highlights. Not all of them, but we'll go through the folks. What we do for all these games that we do go to and make the highlights. I put together a highlight video on during the week, so you can go back and watch them all. Anything you missed, you can get it on WhatsApp Shopper. Shannon does a game every week as well. He's at Gridiron CC. This week he was at Jefferson and Shelby, and that game was very interesting to say the least at the start. Shannon,
when I got there, it was halfway through the second quarter,
and
I was afraid. I was like, "Oh, the starters will be out." And we pulled in there. I asked CJ. I said, "What's the score?" He's like 7-6. I'm like, "You saw that wrong. There's no way." And yeah, Terry, what they did, they ran the West Lincoln. You remember West Lincoln? It may be when your son played. I don't know. They did like that rugby style, with just running the ball. They just kept the ball, played ball control. And somebody told
Even
me
on fourth down and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, somebody told me that they had that Shelby only ran 4 plays in the first half. And I don't know how true that is. They only ran 2 when I was there, and one, obviously one of them was a touchdown, but they went at halftime. It was 14-6, and then second half Shelby just they played ball. They were able to get West Lincoln Thomas Jefferson off the field, and every time I got the ball, they scored. So pretty much a blowout there in the second half.
Yeah, what Steve said, they were just running the play clock all the way down to 1, snapping it with 1 second left to go. I'm just surprised they were able to block Shelby well enough to make enough first down. Keep the ball away from them.
The thing was, they never had a breakout play. They would get like 4 yards play. And I mean, you get that every play. You could get a first down.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
because Shelby had to know what's coming. Like how are they still getting 3 or 4 yards when Shelby knows?
If you don't, Kevin, I probably didn't put it on there. Shelby had 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. And they just nickel and dime their way through, but yeah, it was an interesting game. Some of the Burns kids were there, on the up in the stands. That was. I'm sure they were thinking something different there in the first half, but it's just, and then that play there, like Isaiah Bridges.
So this is the one of the nominations, if not the play of the night, for the folks watching on YouTube. So it's a lot of miscommunication here, Shannon. It was just supposed to be a little wide receiver screen. Steve said, and the wide receiver didn't block the screen.
That wasn't a screen. I don't know what that was.
He said no. He said it's a wide receiver screen.
Yeah, look the receiver there.
Right. He said he didn't know he didn't do what he's supposed to.
Right. He didn't.
That's what he said. It's supposed to be he's supposed to block the corner right there.
He's running a skinny post right there.
And the line are supposed to go out there and run the screen. Well, the line set the screen up in the middle of the field, and he ran it out.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. There was a lot of wrongdoing on this play from everybody around.
And the coach on the sideline over here, he's going nuts because he knows what it is.
Right.
But
So the ball goes backwards. It's tipped. And Tom, the ball was originally hiked on the 36, and
Bridges got a touchdown out of it.
Bridges picks it up at the 23. The corner has him dead to right, and we talked a little bit last night. I always take your outside shoulder and angle and just go for it. And if he shakes, she shakes. It's the only way you can. I heard that from somebody. I think Lawrence had or someone trying to grab Barry Sanders. He said you have no. It's just a ghost. You just dive at the first one you see or something like that. But anyway. Then Bridges went around him, and then Jefferson's pursuit. Like you said, some people thought it was probably an incomplete pass. They weren't there yet, and then he just slipped up the sideline. Shannon, he's out.
Yeah.
And the Golden Lions were out and running after that, and got a bunch of touchdowns here. Nice little pass here over the middle to Bridges as well on that one. And then a little run here, and they end up winning 55-6. I think this is a good one. Let's see if we get some. Oh, I ain't got the sound on yet, do I? I hit the computer. So that's
the attendance of this game. In this conference, when these games are not going to be well attended, and I just hope and pray that they do something about this conference real soon.
I do too, and it doesn't just affect Shelby; it does affect Burns too. And when you play teams like this, and no offense to these teams at all, because Thomas Jefferson had a pretty good crowd there, but it was you lose gate money, you lose. The funds that are needed to support these programs.
I mean, you got two 70-point games last week. You have a 55-6 game.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that it's not good for anybody. I mean, it's just like you hear Coach Pruitt. when he says we're more competitive against our 1A teams because, the talent level and the
Right.
skill level and the guys to pick from are going to be more similar. It's fair competition for those young men.
Yeah.
And a lot of these smaller schools that don't have as many kids, they're playing offense. They're turning around playing defense. They're playing special teams. With the teams that more football players, they don't have to do that. So I just don't see how it's benefiting everybody. It's hurting the players. It's hurting the coaches. It's hurting the schools.
Right.
And I just don't know what Genius thought, when he looked at some of the prior records of some of these programs. What are they doing here? I would really like to see, and I don't know how you feel about this, Terry, but I was telling the people at Lincoln last night, I'd love to see a Cleveland County, Lincoln County conference. Put West
We've
Lincoln.
had that before.
Put West Lincoln
Yeah.
and Lincolnton, your 2A teams, in there with Burns and Shelby. And you couldn't do it with Crescent Kings Mountain or 3A, but you could have those two as kind of the nucleus of your conference, and then get a few more teams.
Well,
in
they're
there.
both.
is North Florida
Tom,
3A?
they're already
3A.
both in split conferences. All of them are on it. So you
Yeah.
could you could
that's
do
right.
it.
Yeah.
You could do
Yeah.
a straight 2A 3A with them.
East Lincoln,
You wouldn't
North
have to do
Lincoln, and
anything.
3A.
You'd have
Yeah.
four
But now,
2A, 4 3A.
Should the state come around and think about redoing boundaries of how many people go to your school? That way they are more 1A teams.
I don't think they're going to do that. They would not. They would not want
maybe
to.
you go to 1,000, then up to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Anybody below 1,000 go
3,
1A.
4. Yeah. And then you'd be talking about 1A where West Lincoln would fall into the 1A, Lincoln would fall into the 1A. I mean, I'm not saying that's great, but I'm saying it would be more teams competitive around your area that Cherylville maybe could compete with, or Thomas Jefferson, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, no, like last night at halftime, I tried because Thomas Jefferson just went and sat in the end zone, and I think it counted like 25 players. But this week at the middle school game, they had 17 players on their middle school team. Now, I know middle school is different, but those guys are going to come up to high school eventually. Yeah. And, how are you going to have a team with, how are you going to have a practice? That was with the middle school. How did they have a practice with 17 players?
They're having the same struggles in baseball, where
Really?
they're having a hard time fielding a team. So if you're having a hard time fielding a team and you're just saying, hey Johnny, come out here and play football or play baseball, it's just hard to compete.
Yeah.
It's just hard to compete, and I think that if the team is not competitive, that hurts your participation.
The whole basis of all the conferences, all the everything, is the number of students in a school, and that includes girls and people who would never play football. It's not football population at all, and they need to have a different metric. Whatever the metric is, I don't have the answer for it. We've talked about it, whether it's intramural style, where you volunteer to be like, I'm in 1A, I'm in 2A, I'm in 3A. We talked a little bit about that last night. Huss put themselves in 3A. You know if you're competitive or not. And a lot of teams would want to be in the 4A. Say, I want to be the best team in the state, like Indiana basketball. Yeah. You do, however, whatever it is, this is not the way. At no point, Terry, if you ask the ADs and the coaches, if they said, here's how I know they didn't have any input, because if you ask any of them, none of them would have put Shelby and Burns in the same conference with Highland Tech.
Yeah.
At no point would any coach, any AD have done that. So that means that somebody in Raleigh who don't know jack about nothing did that. And then they got it approved somehow. Somehow got approved. Well, I don't know.
I guess when I think about what I just said a minute ago, I think it's kind of stupid, because when I think about it was. Because when I start thinking about that means Shelby would be down in 1A. Burns would probably be down in 1A for total enrollment.
You can't just do that.
So, that wouldn't help nothing.
Well,
it's just that Burns and Shelby and them are, and I'm not saying this as a matter for everybody else around here, but y'all are like in a different class. When you go to Shelby, look at all the athletes are there, and then I jump down here to Highland Tech, and it's nowhere near. There's no way they can compete.
You've got
in something like that.
You got Highland Tech, who literally doesn't really even have the facilities for it. Yeah. They have to play some of their home games at Hunter Huss. They're playing Shelby and Burns at Hunter Huss. So how are they supposed to compete with a team that's won 5, 6, 10 state championships?
It's not.
It's just, and let me tell you who else it's not good for. You've got athletes trying to get into college.
Yeah.
Don't take it the wrong way. Do you want to see my tape against this 1A school that we scored 70 points
that's
on?
True.
It's not. It's like, son, what's that tell me?
It's padding your stats.
Yeah, son, what's that tell? Oh, you're fast, but can you play football?
Yeah.
Just because you're fast doesn't mean you can play football. Yeah. You can tell if somebody can play football if you put them up against if you put Burns and Shelby together, you can tell who's going to be a football player. So, I mean, it's just, and it's hard to say that. You don't mean it disrespectful at all. It's just, it's better for the kids.
Yeah, but where do you put them, Tom? See, there's my deal. Where do you put teams like Highland Tech and them? I mean, the only way you can get anything equal to them is take them to the mountains. And then you talk about travel. I mean, that's the only way you can get anything
They could have
equal.
done better. I think you'd have to use a more Kevin metric, a more Premier League style.
They could have put them in. They could have put them in the same conference of Mountain Island Charter and all them. But see, some of them have some good ones.
But then, though, they can go get anybody.
Right. You can't figure out. Well, see, Highland Tech's a magnet school, and people don't understand that. It's not a charter.
Yeah.
So they're indifferent. You can't fix the whole system based on them. You can fix the system saying you can't have a Shelby, a whatever champion that should be probably playing in 3A as far as football community and skill-wise, playing a 1A school, which can't even compete 1A. And it's not even close to fair, and they're forced to play. They're not volunteering to play. Shelby, they would never put each other on the same schedule.
Yeah.
And so it's just silly. All right, let's do these highlights running behind. And then I got an announcement here. I had a giveaway. Tar Heel fans got a giveaway for you. Tar Heel fans got a giveaway for you. Phone number 704-435-2845 coming up in just a few minutes. Tar Heel tickets in Notre Dame. I'm going to tell you how to win. All right, let's go through the highlights real quick. Bessemer City last night, Jameer Holmes, 5 touchdown passes, ties his own school record from last week against Highland Tech. We're going to roll through some of the highlights. This one is the opening kickoff, and Terrence says, bye-bye.
That kid didn't even try to move out of the way. He didn't try to juke him or nothing. Wow.
What are you talking about?
Right here, the safety guy here for the Highland Tech, he just run up to him. He doesn't even try to move out of the way. He just runs through him.
And what are you trying to do? What kind of tackle is it?
That's the kicker.
I don't care.
Yes.
I don't care.
Trip him or something.
Yeah. I mean, fall down in front of him or something.
He got run over. Did you not see the contact?
That's what I'm saying. The guy from Bessemer City didn't even try to juke him. He just ran, he
ran through
him.
Get off me!
Boom. That's like a little bump. Boom.
Here's the Rebels and made it in the field last night. Down their volume a little bit. We can talk over it. All right. Then back over to Highland. Thank Brian Nichols for the highlights last night. Jameer Holmes over the top to Terrence Smith. Do what, Terry?
He's got some good views here. Boom.
All right, over at Kramer, this was Crest going up 8. Now, I don't know why there's no sound on this one. It's weird. I don't know. It's weird. I guess it didn't get uploaded right out there. But offensive lineman loses his helmet blocking. I don't know how that happened, Shannon. Maiden, Terry, was you at the game?
No.
Maiden to Culliver for the first pass, gets over to down the left sideline for the touchdown, made it 7-0 there. Then we got a bunch of Chase highlights last night. Tavon Derisma, you hear his name called, he's gone. he's just flat out gone. And then McCombs got hurt early last night. He'll be seeing the doctor this morning. His backup came in and had a big game. I'll find his name here in a minute, one of the other highlights. Number 7 there, senior stepping in, backup running back. Here, all right, here, play of the night nomination. Y'all ready for this one?
That was a block, wasn't it? Was a block.
Play of the night nomination over in Bessemer City. You saw the first play of the night from Shelby. All right, guys, y'all ready? I know you can't tell who's got the ball here. So it's more of a bad kick than a block.
Okay.
But
I kicked it low, okay.
But slow motion. Oh, the big man's got it.
Oh, heck
and
yeah.
He's gone. The 30,
Yes.
the 25, the 20, and he made it down to the 12-yard line.
Yeah. Pay the man. That's your play of the week right there. That's awesome.
At least he had sense enough to but hit whatever shot into him.
Terry,
and it's not good. That's what I'm saying.
He picked it up out of there. He's got that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Right
he
there.
stayed with the ball.
All right.
Give him all the credit in the world.
That's
How many times do you see a bull rush from the 41 make it to the 43 and block the punt?
That's what I'm saying. Drilled right straight into him.
He got 2 yards of penetration on the punt. Shannon, and he gets credit for a block punt, and return.
Hey, that's an athlete.
And he's
That
out.
is a
And
pure athlete.
If coaches listen to this morning, I don't know but his last number is 7, so it's either 67, 77. It's Big 7 is what I call him.
Big 7.
Big play for the Yellow Jackets. But Shannon, is that a good nomination
That's
for one of
awesome
the players,
right there. Yes,
players of the
sir.
week?
That's it.
I knew you'd like that one. So Brian, every lineman's dream almost came true with that one. So close, so close. Another Holmes touchdown pass here. This is a pretty pass into the corner, just straight fade over there. Then Rockmore beats the safety over the top, made it 14-7 for the Kramer Storm on this pass. R.J. Roop with the highlights over there. Cousin Zach was over at the Newton Conover Lincoln game with Tom. Terry, I just want to note something.
I want to tell you something.
A lot of empty seats over there.
That's not how it should be. And I'll put it like this. I'm from there.
Mm-hmm.
There's way more people go to Lincoln in games than what you're seeing right there. That kind of disappoints me. Lincoln and people, just on account of we've had a few bad years, don't mean you ever give up on the guys. Look what they did for you last night. Tough loss last week, but to bounce back this week, needs to be more people in them stands.
So
you'll not see that at West Lincoln. West Lincoln is going to be there
let me
no matter what.
Backwards, and now look at the West Lincoln away
That's
side.
what I'm saying. That's away.
Yeah.
Look at that packed. I give West Lincoln fans all the credit in the world. Whether you win or lose, they there.
And the only reason we're bringing it up is that me and Terry know for a fact that place has been packed.
Oh, yeah.
That place, Lincoln has been crawling with people up and down the sidelines.
I remember when Shelby played up there years. It was, I mean, it was slammed in there. Yeah.
So and I'm not saying this, but when West Lincoln goes down there, and I hate to say this because I'm putting something out on board, but can you fill up the place like we're going to fill it up because our side will be packed?
Ooh.
Can you fill up your side?
Terry said West Lincoln's going to fill their side up. Can Lincoln fill the home side up?
Shots have been fired.
Now, if somebody,
I mean, I'm serious. I mean, I've been to both places, and I see how West Lincoln supports their group. You're not going to find guys who do not come.
Well, Jalen Winnick ties the game 7-7 last night, right here on the wing around, whatever y'all call it over there. East Rutherford got on the board with a kick. Nice little kick here from 32. The helmets look shiny, Phillip, on the field. You can see them pretty good. See the logos and everything from our camera. Touchdown pass here, Crest, and again, I don't know if RJ had his volume on his camera on. Chase went up 22-3 off that run. Now Terry, here's another right up the middle. Got caught there. The lineman pinched your D lineman there and let him squeeze through.
You got to have the little hole, man. That's all you got to have.
Wasn't much of anything, was
I know.
it? There
Boom, there it is. It's there.
Score.
You just got to go through it.
Brennan Austin, senior running back last night. Without Marquise McCombs, he still had a big night. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And gone.
And pulls away. Senior running back there. Shine. Now, remember, if East would have kept their program, McCombs might have been at East right now because he was there in 10th, and Austin might have been the running back the whole time anyway since he's a senior. So. Holmes with another touchdown pass, nice little screen. Now, this is over, Tom. We didn't get the highlight on this. This is Lincoln taking an 8-7 lead. How'd they score this first touchdown? I see number 20 there with the ball.
That's where they just went power formation. I mean, that's when they brought in 3 running backs and just went full house backfield, extra tight end, and just really blasted them, Kevin.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
all the
just
touchdowns in that game were less than like 7 yards, weren't they?
Yeah.
All short highlights. Here's the 21-8 with the Red Devils 21-8 lead over here in the third quarter. Time you thought they were about to pull away.
This might have been the 2-point play. Or maybe this was the touchdown. Okay, there's the touchdown. And then see how easily they scored that. Then they thought when they got half the distance on the penalty, they went for the 2-point play. Didn't get it. And that ended up being the difference.
All right, Mason Avery with a touchdown. Oh, way overtime. Let me get through here, see if there's any. I think I had one more nomination for the play.
I was going to say, did you have the winning touchdown by Lincoln?
There he goes. Guys, there's a difference. He's like, he reminds me of the guy that played at Shelby.
Well, the other guy had 198 yards, Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that kid's going to a big school. That made wide
Culver's going to Carolina.
Look at Fort Rembert right there.
Him and Kobe Paysauer will be teammates next year.
for
yeah.
Here's East Rutherford score. I wanted to get them up on the board. Quarterback rolling left, looking deep, and in the end zone. All right, Terry, your top 10. I'm not going to pull up on the board. We got to get to break. Top 20 actually already got that in. Number 20, Polk County with one PowerPoint now. They're tied with the Bandies with 1 PowerPoint. Number 19, the Shelby Golden Lions. Shannon, you up in the top 20 now? 3-3, 2 PowerPoints. They're number 18. Number 17 on the Power Poll, East Gaston at 3-2, 2 PowerPoints. Brevard is number 16 in the Power Poll. Number 15 in the Power Poll, Newton Conover with 3 PowerPoints. Number 14, St. Stephen's. Number 13, Statesville. 12, Forest View and Terry Reinhardt. Number 11, your West Lincoln Rebels fall they're now 4-1 with 4 PowerPoints.
Got Bunker Hill this week. Big game.
Big game. You're right. And this is the 2 games lost last year, Bunker Hill and Maiden. Hickory is number 10 in the Power Poll. Crest Chargers move up number 9. They're tied with Chase. Chase gets the tiebreaker at 5-0. Maiden, Burns, and Hendersonville all tied with 10 PowerPoints. Hendersonville gets the 5 seed at 5-1. Burns the 6, and Maiden the 7. At number 4, South Point with 12 PowerPoints. Number 3, Bunker Hill with 13. Number 2, Kings Mountain, and East Lincoln again number 1. Those 2 teams in 5 games, East Lincoln's gave up 27 points. All right, JP, you ready to go? Let's take our break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. KTCBroadcasting.com.
7 points.
There's music, comedy, circus entertainments. Eat, drink, be merry. Sponsored by Hedis Tita. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com. While supplies last. The Carolina Renaissance Festival is sponsored by Sunbelt Rentals. For all your equipment rental needs. Equipment service guaranteed. Huzzah!
Y'all ready for this?
Keep up with this. KTC Broadcasting and WhatsUpShopper.com are giving away 3 $333 shopping sprees for a total of $999 in shopping sprees. All you have to do is register at one of our participating sponsors, including Classic Volkswagen on East Franklin Boulevard, Gastonia, at Parkville Family Feeds, Highway 18 North in Bellwood, at Carter Chevrolet, West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Bridges Hardware on West King Street in Kings Mountain, at the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 in Falston, at Cummings Furniture on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, Parker Farm Service on Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain, at Butler's Tower on East King Street in Kings Mountain, at Family Auto, Highway 74 Bypass East in Shelby, and at Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain. The drawings will be held Friday, October 28th. See your local stores for details. Register today, sponsored by KTC Broadcasting and WhatsUpShopper.com.
Let Lowe's Home Improvement in Lincolnton be a part of your home improvement. House packages, flooring needs, roofing. Stop in at the Pro Desk and let their pros take care of you. Ask about the Lowe's MVP program, plus 12-month with no interest. Need to beautify your home? Check out their huge paint and primer supplies. It's all at Lowe's Home Improvement, 1603 East Main Street, Lincolnton. Phone 704-748-9335.
Plumbing problems? Well, if you're not an expert plumber, then we invite you to call the Expert Plumbers. That's Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. Just call 828-245-7302. Recommended since 1973. From faucets to sinks to toilets, from sewer and drains to well pumps, from dishwashers to disposals to bathroom remodeling, residential and commercial, new homes too. Don't let your plumbing problems drive you plumb crazy. Call Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City, 828-245-7302, or visit the website at olmstedplumbing.com.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. I think the guys are actually going to be talking about college football now, considering there's a highlight of Appalachian Mountaineers game against, looks like Troy.
To try to knock one down. Three-man rush. Chase going to step up in the pocket. Sets. Throws high into the air. It's up for grabs. It is juggled.
Oh, gosh. I knew this was coming eventually, but before you break that down, Kevin, I want to remind our listeners that Shelby Heating and Air is bringing you Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com, for all your heating and air needs.
Well, I'm not going to say nothing.
Go ahead, Terry.
I'm a good person.
Go ahead, Terry.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is I hate it because you go to Texas A&M and
right,
you
be
beat
quiet,
them.
One more time. One more time.
To try to
One more
knock
time.
one down.
One more time.
Three-man
He just
rush.
told you to be
Chase going to
quiet.
step up in the pocket. Sets. Throws high into the air. It's up for grabs. It is juggled.
How was that Miracle Part 2?
That's what I'm saying.
Troy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what bothers me. You struggled to beat Troy.
No, you don't get
At home.
No, you're not getting
Game day. Whatever.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad they won.
Y'all misinterpreted that. It took everything. It hit the computer there, button, Tom. It took everything in Troy's power, and nothing could get victory for them. You can't take it from us. We'll let you play around and win. We'll mess around on the
I
mountain.
mean, it's game day there,
And then,
and you struggle against Troy.
Wait. Are you saying you'd rather watch us blow Troy out than that?
You should have.
We put on a show, Terry.
You did.
We Jerry Jonesed it, baby.
There's no way in the world you try that play another 100 times.
That's how they drew it up.
Yeah, right.
No, that is.
Yeah,
Did you not
that'll
hear
never
them?
happen again.
They said you throw it, you slap it backwards, and you score. That's the play.
Now watch this again. I want you to watch this.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, watch it all the way down here.
watched it all
When he
kinds of
lets
times.
it go, and I'm like, how in the world? And then all of a sudden, it's tossed back. This dude's coming around.
Woo.
It's almost like the quarterback gave him a little option to the side. Like, take off.
I
bro.
told you, it's a tip. It's a tip play. Watch the guy. Look, there's a guy. The guy trailing didn't get it. The other trailer did. There's two trailers. One on the left. So when it's thrown to the middle, you jump, tip, trailer. Just the wrong trailer got it. The real trailer, lead blocks number 2. Give him some credit, Terry.
Yeah, you have to, because he did what he's supposed to do.
And then 5 or 6 people got hurt after the game.
Holy mother meatballs!
5
is what
spectators
is what it costs.
Okay.
When they ran on the field, I think 5 or 6 the fans got hurt when they was jumping on the field.
Who cares? Did you see the quarterback helping them on the field? Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I
So
did not
Terry,
see
so
that.
you see all these people celebrating. Watch this. Watch the rest of the highlights. See if they catch him. I think it is on the end. Chase Bryce is not in this. He walks over to the stands and he's helping students climb over the wall onto the field. There he goes.
There
Watch
he
it. Here's
goes.
Bryce.
Like, come here.
Now here he goes. He's
Come
gonna start
on.
helping some of the ladies get
Yeah,
on
he's
the
already
field.
getting digits. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
He's already getting digits. Now, Miracle on the Mountain 2. Terry, do you know what they're talking about? Do you remember the play? I was there live in person. The Miracle on the Mountain 1. Do you remember what he's talking about?
Not off the top of my head now.
Now, this was, I think, Furman. We blocked the interception. Down, we'll pull it up.
What year was this?
This was 2003, 4. Crazy. Let's see. Here it is. Furman.
That's it. As soon as McDonald's gets done with their commercial. Go see the local ones, by the way. They are a sponsor.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Terry. Tom, if you'll hit the computer button on this one. All right, here we go. This is App State Furman. Furman, this is not, where's the play?
As they go for 2.
Furman's going for 2. They've scored. It's 15-14. They're up with 7 seconds in the game. I'm standing on the hill in the right corner, right behind where this happens, okay? So here's the play. The guy that picks it off, Terry, is in my communications public speaking class. All-American, whatever it does, FBS, All-American defensive end. Coolest guy in the world, Josh Jeffries. He did sleep every once in a while, but not as much as the punter on this team slept in class. He slept every class. But Josh fell asleep after the teacher would wake him up. He was really involved in class. I just want to say that. Not that he was not. He was just tired all the time from working and doing all these things. But the punter, he had no excuse. Tom, y'all shouldn't be sleeping in class.
No.
But Josh did fall asleep 1 or 2 times, and the teacher had to wake him up. But just like I said, really, really smart guy. I can't say enough about how nice guy he is. Picked off. Now Josh takes 4 steps. Is like, I'm not running this back. Looks directly to the corner, and we're out. Now look, the clock wasn't running.
And it is good. Oh my! That's a 2-pointer. It's 16-15.
6 seconds left in the game. Picked off the 2-point conversion, Tom. They already had the lead. All they had to do was kick the extra point, kick the kickoff to us.
7 seconds.
And they had a 1-point lead with 6 seconds and threw it and got picked off. 2 points. We win. And the goalpost goes into the duck pond.
Is that a playoff game?
Furman, no. This is just a
regular season game.
Yeah, it's Furman. Yeah,
because they used to be in the same conference.
But yeah, I just wanted to show that was the original Miracle on the Mountain. All right, Terry, how about the Mountaineers?
Hey, give them all the credit in the world. It just blows my mind. College game days there, and you have stuff like that happen. I mean, there's no way you can draw that up better. You know, it just got me because when I kept seeing it and I kept seeing the score, I'm like, my God, Troy playing with them. How can this happen? You just got through beating Texas A&M. Do you have a little downfall? You probably do.
They're probably a little distracted during this week.
I mean,
I almost said something Saturday about it. This could be a trap game. And you remember, he put mouse traps all over the all over the facility, telling everybody it was
be careful.
It was already a trap game. Did you see? So Marty Smith jumped in the duck pond. You see his belly flop? I don't know if you know the local reporter here that used to be. He's moved up to ESPN. Used to do some NASCAR and stuff like that too. But a lot of people jumping in the duck pond. Game day. Here's the game day arrival. Well, not that. That's not. I'll mute that. But anyway, big day. All right, y'all ready for some bad picks from us? Shannon, you ready for some bad picks? Yes.
No. Well, you need to cut his Avery County pick for next week.
Last week, y'all.
Appreciate you.
In college. Tom.
That's got to make it Tom.
Tom.
I'm going to have to put it on there.
Had a rough week.
Tom,
I was awful.
Well, no, I'll say this. It's just in college. Tom, you went 10-5. Shannon, you went 10-5. Terry, you went 10-5. Freaking deadlock across
5 games did we miss?
Huh?
Which 5 did we miss?
You missed so many, Shannon. Don't even ask me how many.
I missed the same as you. Which 5?
That's all I'm saying. Well, then you missed 5. Okay.
Oh, you don't have them down, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I do. You
Wait,
missed
I've got the
Miami.
list.
You missed Michigan State. You missed Auburn. You missed
Michigan
Houston.
State.
Oregon.
And yeah, you got that. I mean, yeah, I give you credit on what you got. I gave you 10.
You got that.
Avery County puts on a clinic.
I mean, I gave you 10. Come on.
come on, man.
I think Tom's ever listened to that one.
And Old
Were you not
Dominion.
doing the radio somewhere
See,
last night? Did you
Yeah.
hear that?
He heard it on the way to the game.
I heard
That's
on the way to the
right.
game.
That's right.
I actually
Okay.
patronize my own radio station, so
I wouldn't take
I
nothing
listen to
from
the show, Shannon.
Shannon comes
How
in
did
here
you
like
hear
I'm
that?
trying to rip him off.
It's like,
It's wrote down. You
Shannon,
go back
y'all
and look.
started 5:30. I don't start till 7, so I get to listen to you
Okay.
on the way into whatever game I'm doing.
All right, it's time for bad picks. This is, college football picks, bad picks, college football. We missed a total between the 5 that you guys all missed 5, but there was actually 8 games by my count that you guys missed. However, y'all mix that up.
Well, yeah, but it depends on who picked them. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
There's hardly any I missed. Well, I missed 5.
I missed Purdue. Purdue gagged on me.
Oh,
how about Penn State down at Auburn last week?
Oops.
Terry was so wrong on that pick.
Shannon was too. Don't forget he was with you. Also.
Auburn isn't any good, and Penn State's pretty good, man. I mean, I know that y'all think the SEC is going to dominate anybody.
But then you missed Purdue. You missed Old Dominion.
Right, I'm going to hit play and make sure the
Old
audio
Dominion
is
kept
right
it close. They should have beat them.
They lost.
I know. I thought ODU
All right,
could beat
Tom, turn up the computer just a little bit here.
Bad picks.
More.
Syracuse 1.5 point
Little bit.
over Purdue. Tommy.
Purdue. How easy that is. I can't hear it. Really?
Oh, that's
Where's
how
my
easy
volume?
that is.
That was his comment. You know when they say
Syracuse
that.
wins 32-29 over Purdue.
Houston at home.
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah. Houston at home.
Oh, we missed that one. All of us.
Yeah, they've been playing well. I would maybe take them at home.
Played 2 games, Tom.
Is the guy that used to be at LSU, is he still at Kansas?
They got, yeah, I believe he is.
No,
He's still out there.
They've been playing well. He played 2 freaking games.
Kansas wins 48-30 over Houston.
I like Michigan State to go in there. They're probably feeling pretty disrespected of that. They got a good run game, good defense, good coach up there. Getting a little disrespect. I like them to go in there and whip up on those Washington puppies.
Yeah, Washington puppies. We all look good on that one, too. Michigan State.
Washington wins 39-28 over Michigan.
Bad picks.
You know, this is the first time that a Big Ten has went to Auburn. The first time a Big Ten team has went to Auburn.
It's not our fault. You're afraid of us. Won't let us come down.
Well, that's the problem. What's going to happen?
You know, I was gonna go with Auburn, but since you just ticked me off with your stupid comment, I'm going. And I don't really like Penn State, but let's go with Penn State.
Good job.
To go in there and really, you know what the Alabama people say? We've tried to give Auburn to Georgia for years. We don't want them in the state of Alabama. How are you going to win when your own state doesn't even want you?
You just messed with the SEC. Auburn is steamrolled.
Oh, it's going to be Penn State.
Are y'all done with that?
Yes, we're done.
Auburn.
Yeah. Good pick.
Penn State wins 41-12 over Auburn.
Bad picks.
Let's give Notre Dame their first victory today.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
I did not. I took Cal. I don't think he can win.
Notre Dame wins 24-17 over California.
I'm going to take Oregon.
This defense is pathetic.
They're playing at home.
You just
Pathetic.
lost,
New coach doesn't have it figured out yet.
No.
He's not ready for BYU.
He already got steamrolled once.
Yeah, I know. That was his word last week. Beat them like they stole something.
Georgia beat everybody like they stole something.
Oregon wins 41-20 over Brigham Young.
Bad picks.
I have no faith in the Wahoos. Give me ODU.
Which game? Oh, the first game up. Ooh,
ODU embarrasses the ACC again.
Armstrong made me look so bad last week. They're playing at home. I got to take Virginia. Armstrong, don't let me down 2 weeks in a row. Good job, Armstrong.
Yeah. They about did.
What'd you say, Shannon?
Old Dominion.
Old Dominion for Shannon.
Just on account of y'all won in week 1 with them don't mean they're going to do it again.
Virginia wins 16-14 over Old Dominion.
Bad picks.
I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes. I'm gonna take the ACC over the SEC.
I like the Hurricanes at home, even though they'll probably lose. But I'm going to pick them anyway. Because if that makes any sense.
No, they're playing at College Station.
No, they're not. Oh, they're playing at College Station?
Yeah.
Does that matter?
Yeah.
At
Give me
night.
Texas A&M. I like them at home. I'm sorry.
Who are you going with, Tom?
Texas A&M. Just write it down.
My God.
When I speak, write it down. It's gospel. Don't
Texas
Does he
A&M
ever say
went
that to Hannah?
17-9 over Miami.
Whenever I speak, it's
every time she
gospel.
brings another guy to the house, whenever I speak wrong one, get another one.
Thank God she's only brought one guy to the house and she's still with him. So I didn't have to deal with musical boyfriends. She was never really boy crazy. So
You get a new dog this week too, by the way?
I did. We've been meaning to get a corgi for a long time. I had one die.
I had my
4
dog
years
here
ago.
yesterday, Shannon.
Yeah, I know.
All right, go ahead. Sorry, Tom.
I got one. Little Ollie is what we call him. Yeah, he's a great little puppy. So, now that my wife retired, she's got time to puppy sit. So she's puppy sitting while I'm at work. So give her something to do.
Well, the games y'all did miss was Kansas over Houston, Washington over Michigan State, Texas A&M over Miami, Notre Dame over California, Penn State over Auburn, Oregon over Brigham Young, Syracuse over Purdue, and Virginia over Old Dominion. Those were the ones you guys missed. Y'all ready to pick some games?
Let's pick them.
Right.
Let's pick them. What'd you say, Terry?
I got the Virginia one right.
Like, you keep begging for like gold stars.
Well, yeah, I need a star.
I did this.
Everybody
I'm
likes
trying to figure
a
out what he
star,
wants.
man. Everybody wants to have a star on their helmet.
He's trying to justify him missing these five games, and it's not working.
Well, Shannon said I didn't see what I was picking. My God. I'll write them down.
Couldn't read your chicken scratch.
Yeah, I know. That's what I have to do because we're going so
Well,
fast.
we had such. Don't bring up charts or anything, Shannon. We're not getting through those at all.
That's when you take your hat off and you throw it in your headphones and throw it.
I could.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'd lost him. We had lost all communication. All right, let's do some picks. How about 3-0 Maryland at 3-0 Michigan? 17-point favorite. I'm going to put a little stake out there, see if anybody takes this. A little bait out there. The Terrapins in the big house beat Michigan today. Tommy, yes?
No. Michigan's got too much firepower. Maryland won't be able to stop them. It's going to be Michigan. Oh, they'll pull away late. It'll be big.
Terry?
Nah, hardball. It's too good up there. No big house win for Maryland.
Shannon?
So last year, I got to meet Gunter Brewer. He's the wide receiver coach at Maryland. He was down here looking at, I think, Green, Crest. Nicest guy in the world. I'm going with Maryland in the upset over Michigan.
So because a coach is a nice guy, so I'm going to pick Maryland.
Absolutely.
I got to
It's
take
about loyalty.
When he can't, when he
ask
can't,
these two real quick. Ask these two how many they missed last week.
5.
Just as
Yeah,
many as
so
you
did
did.
he.
Just as many as you
Well,
did.
that's already one you're going to
Okay.
miss there.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry.
Harbaugh is
You're
going
one-
down.
you're
He's
one
gonna be
down.
Because he's a good coach.
Harbaugh's
He's a good
going
guy.
down.
He's a nice guy.
Harbaugh's going down, and he will be the next Panther coach at
God.
Charlotte.
You know what? You know why Bill Belichick's won so many games? Because he's just a
He's
hell of a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's why he's.
That's
won
the pros.
so
That's
many
not
That's what everybody
college.
said about Parcells
Oh,
my
and
God.
Buddy Ryan. All right, Clemson
Write
at Wake
Maryland
Forest.
down.
3-0. 3-0.
Oh,
Clemson on the
Scary.
road, favored by 7.5 in Winston-Salem.
Hartman is playing.
Yes, he's back.
Yeah.
Tom, we'll start with you on this one again.
I'm going to go against Dorco. I think he's going to go into Winston-Salem and get beat. Hartman's back. Clemson's a little shaky. I think they're overrated. Give me the Deeks.
Dun, dun, dun.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Well, I don't think they're overrated if the right quarterback's in there, but he's going to go with DJ. I'm also going to take Wake Forest to beat Clemson at Wake Forest.
Dang,
Terry.
man, y'all making it real hard here.
Well, Terry's got skin in this game. He's got NC State ready to take over that top ACC
That's
spot
exactly
here.
right. But, well, the thing that's scary, and I'm going to tell you why, that I'm not picking Wake Forest. I want to, but Clemson needs to win for the state game to mean a lot more next week. And I'm going to put it like this, because if Clemson loses, State will have a hard time winning down there next week. That'll be like everything on the line for Clemson to win. If they win this week, then next week's just a regular game. Clemson's not going to be ready for State, and State's going to go in there and beat them. So I'm going to take Clemson on the road. And you know what? Even if I lose this one, I'm okay. I hope y'all guys win. How's that?
So your logic is
there is no logic in everything that was.
So your logic is if Clemson loses, they'll be better prepared next week because their psyche.
Yes.
But you don't think their psyche is going to be damaged because they got beat by a bunch of nerds in Winston-Salem?
No. I just think this is a game that
State plays Clemson better at Clemson than they do at State.
Yeah,
they
do. Those are mean preachers.
And plus, we got Eli Hall, local kid. He's playing at Wake Forest.
Yeah.
What is it with with these colleges having like?
I do want y'all to win.
These church colleges having evil mascots.
I know it is.
Why is in the Duke Blue Devils?
Why would you call your deacon a demon?
Right. I don't get that.
At a Baptist school.
Know.
Will was in here last night. Nobody called Will the demon deacon last night. Real quick before we go any further, Carolina Notre Dame tickets. I have 2. Get ready. 704-435-2845. We'll have a question here in just a few moments. If you want the tickets for today, it kicks off at 3:30. Electronically have to send to them. You don't have to come get them or anything. You have to be able to get them on your smartphone. Don't call in if you don't have a smartphone and can't go to the game. 2 tickets, North Carolina, Notre Dame today, end zone tickets, lower level. Shannon, you want them? You and CJ?
No.
Can't. Why not? Notre Dame, Shannon.
I don't care. I don't know. I don't want to drive all the way to Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
No. I'll
See,
just watch
that's
something at home.
That's a Clemson fan for you. But anyway, there's plenty of Tar Heel Notre Dame fans out there. We got 2 tickets we're going to give away here in just a few moments at the end of Bad Picks. So just stay tuned. 704-435-2845. Have the number ready. Giving away 2 tickets, Tar Heels and Notre Dame. All right, Maryland. We finished that pick, Clemson, Wake Forest, right?
Yes.
All right. Iowa State at home, unranked, favored by 2.5 over number 17 Baylor, who's 2-1. Terry, we'll start with you on this one.
Okay, I'm going to go with this one. I'm going with the home team, Iowa State. Here's your, opportunity. Take it, Iowa State.
Yeah, got an opportunity to get beat because Baylor's going to come in there and win. They've got to win this game to keep pace with Texas and Oklahoma in the Big 12. So Baylor defeats Iowa State.
Yeah, I'm going with Baylor. Baylor as well.
Baylor over Iowa State.
That's 2 games y'all have lost.
We'll see, Terry.
Well, Tennessee, Florida today. 2 different colors of orange. Tennessee favored by 10.5. When's the last time they've been this close to the top 10? Number 11. Florida's number 20. Tommy.
I like Tennessee at home. I think they're playing better. Florida has struggled a little bit defensively too. So they struggled against Kentucky to score points. Utah, they played well, but after that, I don't think they've played as well. I like Tennessee in this game.
So are these 2 teams, are they really the 11th and 20th ranked team because they're that good, or is it because Alabama and Georgia's in
I think Tennessee, actually, they got the win over Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm just saying, are they, it's just.
So, I mean, I think Florida's a little overrated based on that win over Utah.
Yeah.
And Kentucky went into the swamp and beat them. So, I mean, I like Tennessee.
Yeah, I like Tennessee at home as well.
Yeah, I think Rocky Top will rock today, Tennessee.
All right. Texas at Texas Tech. Texas rated number 22, and they're favored by 7 on the road in Lubbock. Shannon.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Longhorns here. That game against Alabama, I mean, I know it's a couple weeks. Was it a couple weeks ago or was it last week?
2 weeks
ago. 2 weeks ago. I know they were playing it at home, but I think that's just I think that was a good measuring stick, and I think they opened a lot of people's eyes. So I'm going with the Texas Longhorns to defeat the Red Raiders.
I mean, I like Texas in this game. I think Sarkisian's really got that program going in the right direction, and they're playing well. It could be a bit of a trap game though on the road against a rival. I mean, they're thinking maybe down the road they've got Baylor. They play divisions in that one. I know they've got to play Oklahoma. What if they have to play Baylor as well? They're looking down there. I have to look that one up. I don't know offhand, but I think they might get caught with their eye off the ball today, but I just can't pick Texas Tech. I'm going Texas.
Oh, Lordy. Good God. Tommy, the more you talk, the more I want to change.
He brought up every team but
saying.
Texas and Texas Tech.
I mean, but I'm gonna tell you something though. I watched Texas Tech last week playing State, and
played pretty well.
Well, yeah, they did. They played decent, but the coach at the end of the game, sometimes I don't know whether he knows what time management is or how to call timeouts or when to do it and when not to do it.
So you're accusing a major college coach of not knowing how to call a timeout.
Exactly.
Have you seen Matt Rule coach, Tom?
That's what I'm saying.
He's in the NFL.
I mean, there were chances that he could have stopped State or had opportunities in the game, but I just don't know whether he can do it. So I'm going to say Texas goes in there and beats them.
I guess I'm saying is how I mean, it's a rivalry game, but there's bigger fish.
I mean, you scored 14 points against State. Don't get me wrong.
What's
State's
this?
defense won the best.
Terry, does Bill Parcells know how to do time management?
Bill Parcells? No.
Tom, Hall of Fame coach. We both watched him in
Yeah.
Dallas. The worst at time management.
No.
He was awful. Well, I wanted him to hire a 12-year-old Madden player.
Yeah.
Get in there and help him. When he just sit over and play Madden, when it gets 2 minutes, somebody ask the kid
Come
what
on,
we should
call
do.
timeout.
He knows because the coach Parcells does not.
But now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have sat there and watched the Doran this year against East Carolina not call timeout and let the clock just tick, 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 tick. And I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, give your opportunity a chance if he misses. You know, we're just lucky he missed.
But they literally lost 2 games one year on Parcells' time management. They could have took knees.
I like the way Terry says, give your opportunity a chance.
Oregon.
That's right.
Oregon, number 15 at unranked Washington State, who's 3-0. Oregon favored by 6.5. Tommy.
I was pretty impressed with Washington State. Went into Wisconsin and won. Of course, I'm bringing up another team.
Yeah.
But Washington State at home, I like them. I don't like Oregon. So I'm picking Washington State.
Shannon.
I'm picking with Oregon. I think they're. I think they'll win. Why do you not like Oregon, Tom?
Well, they got crushed by Georgia. They have played
Because they
better
beat
since-
Ohio State last year.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
We split with them. Anyway, Washington State, I'm just saying that when I watched them against Wisconsin, I was pretty impressed with them, especially defensively. I think they can stand toe-to-toe with Oregon and beat Oregon today.
I think
At
Oregon
home.
last week, though, when they beat BYU, everybody was talking about how good BYU was and all this stuff. I think Oregon's tired of it. I think they want back in the top 10, so they want that recognition.
BYU let me down.
Terry,
Yeah.
Cougars or Ducks?
Well, Oregon's going on the road to Washington State. Washington State knows, again, opportunity. I think Washington State beats them, and Oregon goes to 2-2. And
Make sure
fall.
you're right.
I got that wrote down.
Now, a few weeks ago, Terry, you said the Kentucky Wildcats would be out of the top 25.
Well, they should have been.
And they're number 8 in the country.
That's what I'm saying. My God, if you're an SEC team, my Lord, look what they do to you.
You win
See?
win 2 games, you're
And
8th
boom,
team in the
you're
nation.
Yeah. Come on, when's Kentucky in football been relevant?
Who did they beat?
I mean, come on, they did beat
They
Florida.
beat Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, think of
Florida.
this. They beat
and
Florida.
Youngstown State.
Yeah, the
and
only
now,
team
now
they
we're
really
the 8th
beat
team in the
was
nation.
Florida.
If App had that resume, which we basically do, we would not be the 8th team in the nation.
Yeah.
They
Good
did
job.
beat
Does
Florida.
North Carolina's basically
At Florida, too.
Does not wait, Terry? Does the Tar Heels not have a better resume than that?
They do. 3-0. State's got a better resume. Wake's got a better resume. Duke's got a better resume. Come on.
All right, Kentucky's favored by a lot today. We're not going to pick that game though. A&M of Texas favored by 2 at home against Arkansas Razorbacks, who's 10th in the nation. Arkansas, Terry, or Texas A&M?
I'm going to tell you what. Texas A&M's changing it now. Arkansas's good, though, y'all. But Texas A&M will win since they playing at home.
I'm going with Arkansas on the road to defeat the Aggies.
That won't happen.
Can you say Pig Suey?
What?
Can you say
Can you
Pig
say
Suey?
it?
No, I don't know.
Okay, well, then you lost.
And you lost.
You lost.
No.
I
Okay,
don't know.
you lost, Shannon.
Even though they, I would say at home. I mean, the loss to Appalachian State at home was unforgivable for Texas A&M. Even though Kevin, yes, Appalachian State is a pretty good team, but You can't lose to Appalachian State at home. But they won at home last week. Arkansas, this is a big game. They'll be up for this game. I like Texas A&M at home.
Well, can I ask you one thing? Has Texas A&M played away this year?
I don't know.
I think every game
Ohio
they played.
Ohio State's done the same thing. Kansas. Ohio State plays 5 straight games.
Terry, why is that way better on the road than at home against these teams? Top five teams were like, what is it, 3-2 against them? No, 2-2, 3-2 with an overtime. No, 2-3 with an overtime loss, and only one of them a blowout. But we go on the road, we play them good. They come up to our house, we lose to Miami, we lose to Carolina. Everybody that comes up to the house, we lose to. That's a big name. It's kind of weird that we'll go the places. We'll win in South Carolina, win in North Carolina, win in Texas A&M, win in Michigan.
And you should have beat Carolina.
The only conference we hadn't won in yet is what, the Pac-12 so far?
Pac-12 won't play.
All right,
you took Texas A&M.
This is a special.
Take
A&M.
This is a special pick for Shannon since he says App can't compete in the SEC since they can't beat A&M. Here's Vanderbilt. Shannon, does Vanderbilt cover their 40-point spread against Alabama?
They're 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Shannon.
I don't know.
40 points. They
taking
can't
Alabama.
cover. Is that?
Okay, you made your point, but still.
Got you. I love you.
Still.
I think they'll cover that.
I think they will, but I don't know.
You are taking Alabama.
Y'all are taking them to cover? Everybody? All right.
Is that even going on the sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that went on the sheet.
How many you got there, Terry?
2, 4,
Got quite a bit
6,
so
8.
far. 8. Oh, we got to get through these. Let's see. Oklahoma. I ain't going to do that. USC, only favored by 6, the 7th-ranked team in the nation, at an unranked team named the Beavers on the road.
Oh, I'm doing this one first.
Go ahead, Terry.
Forget it. You at Oregon State, go on and pack your bags and go on back to your rest home.
They're at home, Terry.
I don't care.
You don't pack your bags and go back home when you're at home.
They going to this game. USC is very good.
Well, I don't know. Some of the
Oregon
experts are
State.
saying they're not there defensively yet, but I've watched them. I think
They're pretty good.
They've given up a lot of yards, I think. I think the yards they've given is maybe a little bit disproportionate to the points because Stanford, they got a lot of yards and couldn't score. I still like USC.
Shannon,
USC.
Beavers or Trojans?
No, Trojans.
Wyoming favored by 21.5. I mean, BYU over Wyoming. Arizona State loses.
They're not going to do Ohio State, Wisconsin.
It's like 19.
Well, I figured these boys still want to go ahead and pick against Ohio State.
No, we don't.
No? Okay.
Stanford at Washington. 13-point favorites Washington is. Anybody taking the tree or the Cardinal or whatever their mascot is?
I just can't. I've watched Stanford. They I don't know. I don't trust them on the road. I like Washington.
I like Washington.
Washington.
All right, let's jump over. How many games is that, Terry?
10.
10. I need 4 more than the Carolina game. Let's go over to the Sun Belt. Good one, important. Is this the deepest, one of the deepest conferences top to bottom, Terry? App side of it. Have you looked at there's 2 sides of it.
Yeah.
App side, there's 4 or 5 teams are pretty
App's
decent.
only a 7-point favorite against James Madison.
Yes.
At home?
Yes.
Yes.
Tommy.
All right, Appalachian, don't let me down.
Take a nap.
Sober up and play well today.
Yeah, that's, Appalachians let everybody stay in the game. Here's another one. Hope it's not a miraculous
Well,
finish.
JMU might be pretty. It seems like they.
Yeah, I'm taking James Madison.
Well,
I
look
don't think they can pull it out another one.
Pull out a victory over James Madison. There you go. Old Dominion.
Okay, I'm taking App.
Old Dominion. Here's talk about the spreads. Old Dominion beat Virginia Tech. Almost beat Virginia. Only favored by 5 at home against Arkansas State.
Well, Arkansas State has a lot of transfers in that because when I was watching the Ohio State game, they have a lot of transfers. They got I think the quarterbacks in Florida State. They got some wide receivers that have transferred in there. I can't remember where the coach was, but I think he was a coach at a big school before. He's gotten a lot of kids to come to Arkansas State. There's a lot of talent there. So I think Vegas knows Arkansas State goes in and upsets them.
Arkansas State. I'm taking Old Dominion.
Old Dominion let me down last week.
They'll let you down. Well, they'll up you this week.
Shannon, ODU or Arkansas
State. I didn't know that. What Tom just said. That so basically they're like the Marshall. The new
Yeah,
version of Marshall.
I can't remember who the coach is, but he's been around. He's been in a few big schools. And
they're 1-2.
I don't care what they are.
They played Ohio
they
State.
played.
They played Ohio State. They played somebody else, a big
Butch
school.
Jones is their coach.
Butch Jones. Yeah.
Oh,
I want to say he was at Tennessee, Shannon. I want to say he was head coach of Tennessee.
Yeah, he's he was at Tennessee. Then Saban hired him at Alabama.
Yeah. That's what it was. So he's been around. Yeah,
he's 1-2.
So I asked about. I don't even remember what I asked. What game we're talking about now? Minnesota and Michigan State, Terry. I'll let you go first.
Minnesota at
3-point favorite Gophers.
No, Michigan State
in East Lansing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of high expectations now because Minnesota's been playing well, but to go into Michigan State and beat them, I think Michigan State's going to feel a little disrespect. Of course, I said that last time and they let me down, but Michigan State wins at home.
Terry, how many is that? Oh, sorry, Shannon. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Minnesota. I'll go against the grain here.
Good job.
It's not against the grain; they're the favorite.
Well, no, but against y'all.
That's 13.
All right, 2
Shannon
ACC
misses
games to go.
Oh.
Did you guys know for the first time? Oh, let's see if I got this. Gotta find it. I think I got it. Hopefully I got it. I'm going as fast as I can, but maybe I didn't. This is a new phone. Must have saved it on the other one. Crap. It's like the first time since like 1955 or something like that. That North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, and Kentucky are all undefeated.
Yeah, and this
in
is the first,
football, folks.
Yeah.
Football 3-0. Yeah. North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, the Blue Buds of basketball, Terry, and they're all undefeated, and now they're playing each other this week.
And first time since 1892 that Duke, Carolina State, and Wake Forest are all unbeaten at this time.
It's been a lot of years since this. Daily Tar Heel reports, guys. We've been talking about this for weeks. We'll talk about it in a minute. After this one got a big report on that. Go. Who you got, Shannon? Duke at Kansas.
No, I'm gonna go with Kansas at home. Les Miles is their coach. That's what I was trying to think.
Yeah,
and I'm not. I don't think Duke's. They got. I just Kansas. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with Kansas.
Yeah,
also, I
like
find
Kansas.
it hard for Duke to be 4-0.
And you go in there. Kansas playing pretty good ball and pretty good coach, and away goes Kevin.
Yeah. But at this time, that's 14 games, so we got one more to get done.
Notre Dame and Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
All right, last one will be Notre Dame and Chapel Hill. We got 2 tickets for it. 704-435-2845. Got to answer the trivia question, though. What famous Super Bowl winning, Hall of Fame quarterback played with walk-on defensive end Rudy Rudiger at North Carolina in his first ever collegiate football game? What Super Bowl winning Hall of Fame quarterback for Notre Dame who played? Y'all didn't know who Rudy Rudiger was?
No, you said you didn't mention Notre Dame. You said you sound like you said he played at North Carolina. Like,
do what?
You sound like you said he played at North Carolina.
Oh, sorry.
So.
Well, you didn't know who Rudy Rudiger was?
Yeah,
all right.
Go ahead.
What? Well, first of all, when I said Super Bowl winning quarterback in North Carolina, that should have eliminated anything I ever said.
Go ahead.
704-435. If you know who that quarterback was, JP is waiting. If you want 2 tickets, Notre Dame and North Carolina.
Can I call?
No, you can't.
Okay.
What famous quarterback played with Rudy from the movie Rudy in his first game at North Carolina back in 1975? I'll give you all kinds of tips. Let's see. Notable moments from the game, from the 22-game history between Notre Dame and North Carolina. 1949. Tar Heels and Fighting Irish battled to a 6-6 halftime tie in New York before a crowd of 67,000 at Yankee Stadium. Why Notre Dame and North Carolina was playing at Yankee Stadium, Tom? You got an answer to that?
Nope.
There's actually a local guy from Shelby that was on that team.
I know why they played one of the Rose Bowls in Durham, North Carolina in the 40s because they were scared the Japanese were going to invade California. I do know that.
There you go. So, we knew something. I like the little history lesson there. Terry is not excited about your little note there.
Why? I said good job.
1960 homecoming in Chapel Hill marked the first Tar Heel victory against Notre Dame in front of 41,000 people. All right, if you want Tar Heel tickets today, call in right now, 704-435. Rest of the show, what Notre Dame quarterback? They play at 3:30 today. We'll email them to you as soon as we can. 704-435-2845. What Notre Dame quarterback won Super Bowls, went to the Hall of Fame, and played his first game at North Carolina? JP's got a winner. Get their name and email address.
Who did you win? Who'd y'all pick?
Did y'all? Now let's pick the game, guys, real quick. Notre Dame at North Carolina, and then I'll give a few info on our winner and what's going on.
I'm just going to say this: it doesn't really matter to me who wins this game. I hope they have the camera on the offensive coordinator again for Notre Dame. Did y'all see that last week when he's talking to the quarterback on the sideline?
They have a new offensive coordinator.
Was he the new offensive coordinator? The guy that was in the box that he was on
Tommy. I think his name is Tommy Rees. He played quarterback at Notre Dame maybe 10, 12 years ago. I remember when he was there. I remember the name.
Yeah.
Young guy. Yeah. And usually these young guys have a lot of creativity to what they're doing, but
very animated.
If you've watched Notre Dame, though, their quarterback play has been abysmal.
No, did you not see the clip with him talking to him on the sideline? You didn't hear it. You just you could read his lips.
What did it? Well, no, I didn't see it.
You can't say it on air. It was
okay. He was not happy.
Oh gosh, no.
Okay,
he told him to basically do his job, but he used a couple other words.
Well, it's been terrible play. I mean, if you've watched them, you watched them against Ohio State. They didn't get good quarterback play.
Still waiting on a winner. For 2 tickets today, Notre Dame and North Carolina.
I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. I'm gonna go with Notre Dame over Carolina because I love Notre Dame's coach. I think is a great guy. I mean, I know y'all talking about all this stuff, but I think that win last week helped them. I think the new quarterback they have in there now, I think that win last week maybe inspired him, hopefully to get better, and I think they can go in on the road and defeat Carolina at Chapel Hill.
I mean, I'm telling you what, Notre Dame versus UNC, can they both lose? I mean, I don't know. I think Carolina will hold serve at home. I don't think Notre Dame. I mean, they lose to Marshall at home. Marshall's not bad. Marshall's a pretty good football team, but like I said, their quarterback play has not been good. I know they've tried a couple guys back there. They did get the win last week over California, but I think Carolina will win at home.
And that's what I'm taking also, Carolina. I don't think Notre Dame can score enough points to play with them.
1975 Super Bowl winning quarterback from Notre Dame, played with Rudy for the movie at North Carolina. His first game ever in college at North Carolina. 704-435-2845 for Notre Dame and North Carolina tickets today in Chapel Hill. Just call JP, tell him you want tickets to the Tar Heels game, and we'll get you set up for that. All right, big news coming out from the Daily Tar Heel this week. Terry, did you see this?
Do you think I'll listen to
I thought you read the Daily Tar Heel.
Wrong answer.
North Carolina has been part of the ACC since 1953. Now, they are debating a switch to the SEC, which could bring major benefits to the school.
Well, other stuff that come out of Carolina this past week, whether you want to admit it or not, growing up in Carolina, you're going to be a Carolina fan. Some people say State. But really, people who go to State just can't get into Carolina. Guess what? That's billboard material come the last game of the year. Yep. I hate it for you, buddy. I hope you're healthy when that game comes around because Engel, Moore, Wilson, all of them going to take shots.
Who said that?
Drake May.
Drake May. Good job, buddy. Good. Way to put us something up there.
You never let an 18-year-old kid behind a microphone.
That's exactly right.
Y'all are silly. Yeah. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk NFL, do our NFL picks. We got bad picks and more with that here at the end of the show. And then we're going to talk about Albert Pujols and 700 home runs here in just a few moments. And we've still got tickets. Notre Dame, North Carolina. Just call and tell JP you want them. Call and tell JP you want tickets. Notre Dame, North Carolina Day. 2 tickets, 704-435. 2845. We'll be right back in a few minutes on KTCBroadcasting.com.
You'll get more than a fair deal at Shelby Heating and Air. And to celebrate the return to the Cleveland County Fair, Shelby Heating and Air is now offering a fair service special of just $55. That's right. Get a heating system checkup for just $55. Also, get up to $750 in savings with a special Shelby Heating and Air discount on qualified systems. Call today at 704-487-7877 and schedule your $55 service appointment. Shelby Heating and Air. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Hillside Market and Grill off of Dallas-Cherville Highway is under new ownership and management. Snacks, coffee, auto supplies, oil, and the coldest beer around. Stop in and grab yourself a lottery ticket, and the grill will be opening soon. Hillside Market and Grill, 6710 Dallas-Cherville Highway. Call 704-435-0091.
The 30th anniversary sale continues at Essner Auto Sales in Shelby. Come check them out all year long with some great anniversary specials. Find out how easy it can be for you to be one of their satisfied customers. Yes, 30 years ago, Susie and Richie started Essner Auto Sales, striving to give you the best deal possible on a quality pre-owned vehicle. See them today at 417 South Post Road in Shelby, online at srautosales.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. That's Essner Auto Sales in Shelby.
Mason Avery of West Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete of the Month. Mason is a senior at West Lincoln High School and is the son of David and Abby Avery. Mason plays football and also plays baseball and wrestles. Mason has a 4.55 grade point average. His advanced courses include AP U.S. History, Literature, Government, and 8 Gaston College classes. Mason is a member of the National Honor Society, the Beta Club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and is a North Carolina Scholar. He's a member of the Mount Vernon Baptist Church. He's also involved in West Lincoln Optimist Club and Top Dog Wrestling. After graduation, Mason plans to attend college and play football and study engineering. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
And we're back. I don't say any more sports talk. I was somewhere else. Unfortunately, my mind was elsewhere. But Tom, I'm pretty sure you should tell people about Shelby Heating and Air.
Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com. And Thomas from Friendship is on his way up to the Carolina games.
Good.
And he's going to watch the game with his fiancee, Rebecca, former student of mine. So have a good time up there.
Well, folks, we don't have time for my power poll today. We don't have time for bad picks today in college because we spent an hour on high school football. High school football Friday nights, 5:30 to midnight every Friday, folks. If you want scores, and you can listen to midnight until all the scores. Then when the show goes off, you can go on YouTube and watch the show all day and all night for the rest of your life. Then you can go on Twitter and get all the scores from there from us. Or you can go to Max Preps, or you can go to the Athletic Association. But since we spent an hour on that today, we get no power poll today. We get no bad picks in NFL. The only thing you are going to get is a few fun notes from me. Tom, for the first time since 1995, the Cleveland Browns and the Cleveland baseball team lead the division at the same time.
Should be 3-0.
All right, Panthers stat of the day. Shannon, this one's for you, Bubba.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Rule, 1-24 when the Panthers allow 17 points.
He's terrible.
He's terrible. 1-24 when you give up 17 points. Now, Terry, historically, and Tom, I think you guys can remember, in the NFL, historically, the best team defenses in the NFL give up around 17 points. So that means if he doesn't have the best defense in the NFL, he loses every game, which he's 1-24.
I think he's only won 10 games total.
He's 9-0 when they allow less than 17 points. He's a career 10-24. So 17 points is the line. If the other team gets 17, you Panthers lose. If they're under 17, Panthers win.
He's on a short leash anyway.
How much is he going? Will he make it the end of this year?
I don't think so. I think I think that there's too much talk now coming from the actual Panther organization. So I think his leash is getting shorter each week, and I think one more loss he's done.
They had a poll last week that I was listening to of whether he should make it to this week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's wrong. I mean, you've only played a few games, and they're already kicking you out.
Yeah.
It's not for the last couple games. It's for the last couple
I know.
games.
I'm just saying, though, it started right off the bat this year.
He's another cocky college coach. It's in over his skis. That's
Well, again,
all.
I think
It's
it's
over his head.
I think too with that. I think he's cocky. He comes in after being successful at was it Baylor? Is that where he was? Or
He was
Texas Tech?
successful at Baylor with an offense.
With an offense, he had athletes. Yeah.
Did he follow up Browse? Is it?
I can't.
Maybe.
Was
I remember
was he
Browse,
riding
but I'm not-
Browse? Because he had to get out of there really quick, and he had a good program. Was he right after him? I don't know, but either way, he's 1-24 in the NFL. He gives up 17
Well, I
points.
think too is who
and
you
he's the
hire.
offensive coach, Terry. Right?
Yep.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, did y'all see the Dan Orlovsky this week? Have y'all seen that? All right, real quick, I'll let your comments up. I'm going to pull something up. I have to play. Go.
No, I was just going to say it has to do with who you have around you as far as your other coaches, and I just don't think you got McAdoo as your offensive coordinator, really. And I think there's still you got to have good people around you in order to be successful, and he just doesn't have that.
No, I mean he's just like I said. They think you can. The pro game's different from the college game. There's very few that can do both. I mean, you look at Pete Carroll.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
There's very few that can do both. You look what happened to Urban Meyer. I love Urban Meyer for what he did for Ohio State, but he tries to go cocky college coach, goes to pros, and don't work. I mean, it's just. I just don't like the cockiness of some of these guys that think they're gurus. But you might have been a guru at the level you were at. But this is a different style. These are people getting big money now. The college players get paid now too, but it's different. It's a business, and it's not for everyone. And I think you find that it's one of the hardest jobs in the world is NFL coach.
Well, you mentioned him. Urban Meyer. You also had Steve Spurrier. He failed.
Cocky college coach.
Nick Saban failed at Florida.
Cocky college coach doesn't work.
The guy that coached the Fighting Irish, he went into the NFL as a coach, and he didn't make it.
Big guy.
Yeah, big guy. I can't think of his name.
When
but
Charlie
he didn't
Weiss,
make it.
was it?
Yes.
Charlie Weiss. Yeah.
Yes.
But he actually came from the pros, and then he went back.
Yep.
Right? He went back.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not going to. I'm not saying there's like you're a terrible person, Matt Rule. I'm just saying that you're not capable of the job at that level in that situation. I mean, it's obvious you're not capable of doing it. There's no shame in that. Very few people are. I mean, there's 32 head coaches, but there's about 10 or 12 that can do it. I mean, it's just a hard job.
He just needs to go to Highland.
It's a hard thing, and that's what we talk about. The difference in being is Saban couldn't go to the NFL and be top notch because he's not getting all them 5-star athletes coming there.
Yeah, you don't get 10 number one draft. You don't get 10 number one draft picks a year. Now it's even playing field, and you see where he went. He didn't last very long at all, but that's why little Nicky, he's a baby. He's a fraud. But whatever. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I want all this. I mean, every time you hear like guys like little Nicky, they're complaining about, well, don't let a guy transfer or Dorco down there at Clemson, transfer portal, blah, blah, blah. Well, why? Because it evens the playing field.
Yeah.
And they know
themselves.
They know under their
they stash 4-star and 3-star guys on the bench instead of them playing at State and Carolina and somewhere else.
And they know their actual coaching ability. That's why, I mean, I don't like Pete to cheat, but I'm telling you, Pete Carroll's a good football coach. I mean, he's so good that he can't stand the thought of losing, so that's why he cheats sometimes.
All right, Shannon, I don't know how happy you're going to be about what I'm about to show you. Tom, if you would hit computer there.
That's not it. All right, here we go. This is Dan Orlovsky talking about the Panthers. Have any of you seen this?
No, I have not, but
the Panthers have been tipping their plays.
Practice, and any Panthers fan from home, you literally need to go send this to the Panthers organization. So I want everyone to pay attention to where Christian McCaffrey is. Now we have him ringed, okay? The main focus is look at his alignment in relation to Baker Mayfield. It is clearly obvious that he is 1 yard behind Baker Mayfield. I can tell you right now, the defense is looking at this in the shotgun. When Christian McCaffrey is 1 yard behind Baker Mayfield, it is an RPO or an obvious run. Okay, you got this RPO up top slant, but he is going to hand that ball off with the backside pulling guard. He pulls it to make this throw. The result doesn't matter. Remember, 1 yard behind the quarterback, it is going to be an obviously run. Now, there's McCaffrey ringed again. Now look where he is. He is hip to hip with Baker Mayfield. He's on the same plane. He's not backwards, wearing the gun. Now, everyone at home, pay attention. It's an obvious passing situation. Wow. Here comes the screen to Christian McCaffrey. No, these are not cherry-picked clips. I can show you later on in the game. This is the very next shotgun snap. Now, everybody at home that was paying attention to our first clip, Christian McCaffrey was 1 yard behind Baker Mayfield, and I told you it was an RPO or run. You should be able to guess what's going to happen here. Here comes the RPO run. That ball is going to get handed off to Christian McCaffrey because he was 1 yard behind Baker Mayfield. Dan, these are not cherry-picked clips. Let's go to the very next shotgun snap. Christian McCaffrey is where? Wow. Lateral to Baker Mayfield. He's not 1 yard behind him. He's hip to hip on the same
offensive
plane.
Genius.
Well, everybody at home should be able to pay attention when he's right next to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
when it
he's
comes
your
to his
offensive
depth,
coordinator.
there's going to be a pass. They fake the jet sweep. McCaffrey goes downfield. Right now, the Carolina Panthers are giving away the play, whether run or pass, to defenses. I'm not sitting here telling everybody that Baker Mayfield's playing great or that their offensive line is a dominant unit. But every single...
Shannon, what do you think?
That makes sense. I mean, it's bad when, Carolina's not one of those teams that the nation hates like the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. They're not going to pick on them like that. That's obviously something, you just don't pull that out of your hat and say, hey, let's pick on the Panthers today, So, that's pretty bad. But, it is what it is, but
that's like junior high school, man.
That's what I was going to say. That's stuff you do in high school.
That's a lower level.
Yeah,
that's a lower level thing. But I don't know. Like I already spoke my piece on college coaches. So.
The Browns have rushed for 572 yards, the most in the first 3 games since 1958. Tommy.
Yeah, their running game's really good, and that's why Kareem Hunt, when they asked for a trade, can I have a trade? No, it's like because. You really got a 1-2 punch there. And if they could, I don't know if they'll come up with enough money to keep them there, but when you've got 2 backs and you don't lose much when you go with Kareem Hunt, and Kareem Hunt could start for just about almost any other team in the league. And when you've got that, but what I'd say is, look, man, you're not going to get the crap beat out of you every week. You're not going to have to carry the ball 30 times.
You're right.
So, that's why they're so effective. And, they've got some sets where they bring in some extra offensive linemen and tight end, and they just play power football, and they can do that. And I tell you what happens, Kevin. If you watch the Cleveland games in the 3rd and 4th quarter, nobody wants to tackle Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt because they just wear them out, and they wore out the Jets. And then I would have fired the whole coaching staff the next day. But they did the same thing against the Steelers. They just it's close, but now here's the second half, boom, boom, boom. We're pounding you, and it's effective. It works, but I just don't know. I don't know how well it's going to work if a team can score a few more points and they can't do that in the second half.
Just tell me something. As I'm sitting here, and I know I saw Dallas do it last week, and it about blew my mind. 4th and 6 on their own side of the field. Dallas goes for it. It ends up being a pass play, but they complete it and move on downfield against Cincinnati. But when you got like what y'all got, Kareem Hunt and
Nick Chubb.
But, Dallas is in the same situation. When they've got Zeke and they got Pollard, both of them are averaging almost 4 yards a carry. But how come you do not give it to them? How come you do not believe in your offensive linemen when it's 3rd and 1? Hey, we're going to get this 1 yard, guys. We're just lining up and going for it.
Because if they know what's coming, a lot of teams can stop it. I'm just telling you, Terry.
But when you're averaging that many yards, that means you're averaging that many yards on every play. Your offensive line is moving people,
but not necessarily
to get that yard.
Not necessarily when it's predictable. When it's predictable, it's
this one.
Tom, you'll say that, but Terry and I watched Emmitt Smith win 3 Super Bowls, and they had like 6 plays
behind the Great Wall of Dallas.
All right.
I mean, come
all right,
on.
you
now.
said that. Name one. They only had 1 Hall of Fame lineman.
Yeah, that's right. I know they did.
Now,
I mean,
now name another lineman they had.
I mean, you know,
name
you
one
always do
more,
this.
Tom.
You
Name
always
one
do
more.
this to me.
Name one more.
I'm sorry.
You're
right, Kevin. You're right. You're right.
Because everybody who says that about Emmitt Smith always says he had a great line, but they can't name more than Larry Allen. That's the only lineman they could ever name.
They had a tight end.
But they had a tight end, Terry.
Wait a minute. That's a line.
Crazy line.
Yeah, it is.
That was not meant to be
He didn't make the Hall of
disparaging. That
Fame.
was not meant to be disparaging. I'm just saying.
No, what we were saying is that if you're averaging 5 yards, what Terry said, Emmitt Smith and what Dallas did in North Turner, he says, I was an offensive genius. We had like 6 plays. It was come back, Irvin, go deep, Irvin, and then pitch left, pitch right, handoff left, handoff right, and then was like one more like a tight end out. He's like, that's all we called. And what he meant was Emmitt was so good, and what Chubb is, and Terry's trying to get at was Chubb and me, and I've been on this. You see the shirt. Terry, did y'all see this guy wearing it in the game? Talking about Kevin Stefanski.
He does run the ball.
He does. But what Terry's talking about is there's some situations that a lot of teams will not run the ball on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 1. We went shotgun with Brissett, and 3rd and 1 got sacked.
That call I was upset with.
That was the first drive of the game or second drive?
I'm going to tell you something else, too. The games, that's the one that you lost, you couldn't blame that on Brissett. He was like 22 out of 26.
Brissett the last 2 games. I tell you, I was ready to run him out of town after week 1. But he is doing what he's supposed to do. He makes the throws he's supposed to make now. He's not turning the ball over. He takes sacks, which gets on my nerves sometimes. But he doesn't do anything stupid. You know what I mean? He doesn't do anything stupid.
That's all that Dallas asked last week when Cooper come in, Cooper Rush for Dallas. Don't hurt us. He didn't throw no interceptions. He has 19 out of 31. He did all that, and then all of a sudden there's controversy, and that ain't no controversy. Everybody knows Dak's the starter. But
that's not what Jerry Jones said.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, the guy did not turn the ball over. That's what you got to have, and that's what Brissett is doing. He's not turning it over.
And he's an adult. And I think the team responds to him better because he is an adult. And I think that was the thing with Baker is with the 10,000 commercials and all the. I think the team is glad that that's gone.
Well, Terry, you are 3 wins away from Cooper Rush and no more Dak. That's what they did. Jerry said it, and that's what they did to Romo. He won 3 games. Romo's like, I'm ready to come back. And they're like, no, you're not.
Well, I'm
3 games to a rookie, and the Cooper's been there 6 years. Jerry will get him. So he'll stab him in the back.
Here's my question for both of y'all too. So Cooper Rush, if he has when Dak Snow's come back, he's going to take the quarterback position back because he lost it to an injury. But now Cleveland,
no, not in Dallas. That's not how it works. Romo lost his to an injury. Why would Dak get to keep his because he got injured? No, no. I'm not playing that game.
You're not keeping press conference. There's a lot of other things going on there. But now
you benched Tony Romo for a 4th-round pick. Tommy would have played 3 games in his career. They made that decision.
The difference here, I think, would be the difference here is you had a Tony Romo that could run, you had a Dak that could run, and they gave it to Dak on a kind of situation. Now you got a Cooper Rush who's really not going to run. No. Dak can. You just adds more to the offense when Dak comes back. I mean, that's the difference here because they're going to let Dak run every now and then. So they're going to
AFC champions without him.
You know, well, they did.
Question, Tom.
And Terry, you remember? All it took was 3
I know.
wins.
I do remember that.
They stabbed Romo straight in the back.
To answer your question, Shannon, 230.
I agree.
You're not going to pay.
What if Cleveland? What if they have like a when's he come back? Week 12? Is that when he's coming back?
Well,
week 13.
Week 13. So what if they are 10-2 when he comes back?
They're not going to be 10.
I'm just saying though. Or 9.
I mean, I think if they were, you might say, well, "This is your show for the rest of the year," because this guy's not played in 2 years.
Dak Prescott got 3 games and won the job. That was it. Why are we talking about 10 wins? If it's 10 wins, it's not even a question. Why would it be different?
Maybe
explain it. I don't get it. It shouldn't be different. Romo is making let's see, do $18 million a year on a
10-year, $108 million contract when he got benched and kicked out.
As well as the offense is playing in Cleveland, this kind of shows you why you did not have to sell the farm to get Watson.
What if Brissett goes 7? What if Brissett goes 10-1, Tom?
Yeah,
that's what I was asking.
If he goes 10-1, but see, I'm not the coach.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
He's not going to go 10-2. He's not going to go
3.
He's not going to go 10-1. But if he does, you probably can't take it away from him. What I think's going to happen is they'll be around 500 because they got to play Buffalo. They got to play some tough games. Some tough divisional games. They got Baltimore coming up. I just think you could have got by with another upgrade. I think you could have got by with a Jimmy G who would have been a little bit better than Brissett, and you wanted an adult in a room. You did not have
Brown become part of their offense. A guy that Cooper likes throwing to, then that frees up Lamb even more. If Dallas goes into the Giants on Monday and they beat them, and then plus Gallup's supposed to come back, all of a sudden you free a lot of stuff up, and he goes in there and he beats the Giants, and then the next week he beats the Commanders on the road, both of them teams. They will be talking, Dallas, of why should you go back to Dak? Because those teams is who Dak beat. Why shouldn't Cooper Rush be your starter? Because at that point in time, Cooper Rush becomes 4-0 as a starter when he's had the opportunities.
I'm looking at in my power poll this week, Terry, just sitting there thinking about Rush and some of the teams and these quarterbacks. There's some awful quarterback play right now in the NFL. Of the playoff teams that are in it right now, in the playoffs qualified, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 14 teams to me have very questionable quarterbacks. Like, I ain't picking any of those teams to win a playoff game. And then you look, well, who's going to get past them? And you look down by them, you got, well, Jameis Winston, Jacoby Brissett, Kyler Murray, Matt Ryan. Who's in Seattle? Geno Smith.
Geno.
Who's the guy who's your kid from Ohio State and Chicago?
Fields,
yeah.
You got
He's making
Cooper
all kind of
Rush,
friends.
Carson Wentz, Ryan Tannehill, and Baker Mayfield and Marcus Mariota. I'm not naming any studs that are jumping up in there. So I've only got 7, 8 teams that they're good, and the rest of them are mediocre to bad. Let's make some picks. Texans at Bears, Tommy. Bears favored by 2.5.
Give me the Bears at home.
Terry?
I'm going Bears.
Yeah, Chicago at home.
4 across the board on a questionable team. Y'all going to make me do this. I'm going Texans.
You shouldn't do that, Kevin. Come on.
Terry, are the Bears good?
No, they're not great, but they're better than the Texans.
Well, the Texans have played pretty
Lovie
well.
Smith's down there. Come on.
What's the guy's name? Davis Mills?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say this. The Bears should win, but I don't feel good about 4 people picking the Bears. Let's all 4 pick the Ohio State quarterback in an NFL game. That'll work out great for us. Raiders at Titans. Raiders favored by 2 on the road. All of a sudden, Tennessee. I like Malik Willis. We'll see. Who you got, Shannon?
Give me the I'm going to take the Raiders here on the road.
Terry.
I got the Titans play at home, guys. This is do or die for both of these teams.
Yeah, I like the Titans at home.
Who'd you take, Kev?
I haven't said it yet. 2-0-2 teams. Like Terry said, man, a lot of people pick both these teams to make the playoffs this year. Let's go Titans at home. They got to run it. I picked them last week, and I felt bad after that. That was awful.
This right here will be Carr. They'll think about getting rid of him. This will probably be the game.
They've been thinking
You about Derek Carr?
I mean, that's what
What
they'll
about
be saying.
Tannehill?
Yeah, if he loses, possible
His
same
back
thing.
is sitting there
He's already getting traded, or he's already on the trading block.
I like Malik Willis. Chiefs at Colts, Tommy.
Colts have not been playing well. Give me the
They got a
Chiefs.
lot of guys back.
Mm-hmm.
Who you going with, Shannon?
I'm going with Matt Ryan and the Indianapolis Colts.
Terry Reinhart.
I'm going, since they got a lot of guys back, the Colts.
If I'm picking the Chiefs, they better not lose this game after I pick Colts first 2 weeks, and then they go over and beat the Chiefs. That's how I'll do it. I know it. Happens every time.
Did the Colts get shut out last week?
They did.
Yeah,
By
by
Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all were all picking
Trevor
Colts.
Lawrence went nuts.
Yeah,
last
but they
week.
got like 3 or 4 guys coming
Okay, I
back.
just want to make sure I didn't dream that. I was like, did they get shut out?
I don't know.
If it was one guy, I would say I'm taking the Chiefs, but it's like 3 or 4 guys coming back off of injury.
Hey, if Colts was 2-0, I'd be with you. But they've been crap.
Matt Ryan's got to show up at least 1 week.
Maybe.
Shannon.
At least one.
Maybe.
All it takes is one.
Bills at Dolphins,
money.
both 2-0 in the AFC East. Shannon.
I'm a fan of the Dolphins, and I'm picking them to win this one at home. But probably Buffalo win, but I'm going with Dolphins.
That's a terrible mistake.
I know,
Put
I
me
know.
down for the Bills on this one. I'm not gonna. I've sold them short, and they keep proving me wrong. And I'm not a fan of the Dolphins and Tua. So Terry, go ahead.
I'm going with the Bills. I mean, Von Miller's made a tremendous difference on that defense, and it'll continue this week. Neither game the Bills have played have been close. So
Give me the fish.
good
I
job.
like them at home,
Good job, Tom.
even though a dolphin is actually not a fish.
No.
They call them the
Was it Berman that called him the fish?
Yeah.
So he was the one that was classifying them wrongly, huh? All this whole time.
I'm not gonna challenge his knowledge.
He's a sports knowledge, obviously not a marine biologist.
Well, I mean, everybody knows dolphins are actually mammals. Let's continue.
Lions at Vikings. All kinds of mammals in this one. Now, Shannon, you have a problem with picking Vikings. Now, be careful here. The Lions have been feisty. Lions and Vikings. Minnesota's favored by 6 at home.
I'm going to pick Minnesota at home. I'm going to pick them.
Terry?
Detroit's putting up a lot of points. I don't know whether the Vikings defense can stop that, but I'm taking the Vikings since they're playing at home.
I like the Vikes at home.
Ravens favored by 2.5
Who'd
in
you
New
take?
England. Oh, I didn't. Oh, sorry, Vikings.
Oh, okay. All right.
Listen, if Detroit's on the board, just assume I did not pick Detroit. I don't care who they're playing.
So if Detroit wins this one, are they for real?
No, it's Detroit. Come on.
The
Stop
Vikings, other people's picking them to go to the
Stop it. They've won
Yeah, I
one
know.
playoff game ever. Stop it. Just stop. No Detroit.
They've never spit on the field. Cleveland's never spit on the field.
Ravens
Come
and
on.
Patriots.
Yeah, they have.
Shannon.
Give me Baltimore. Give me Baltimore in this one.
I wouldn't doubt a cornered Belichick here. He's got to have this game. I like him at home. Give me the Patriots.
Patriots. No, I'm taking this as a game that the Ravens got to show up. I'm taking the Ravens.
Lamar Jackson been playing well though. Give him credit. And I don't think who's the kid playing for the Patriots quarterback? The kid from Alabama.
Mac Jones.
Oh, yeah, Mac
Jones.
Jones.
Mac Jones hadn't been playing as well this year.
It's their first home game now, so maybe that'll help them. Yeah.
Mac and cheese, huh? I'll go Ravens on this one. Not a fan of the mac and cheese. Bengals. Shannon picked them to go back to Super Bowl, if I remember
No,
correctly.
I said at the start of the year they wouldn't even make the
Me
playoff.
and Terry both said that.
Yeah.
I do remember. Bengals 0-2, Jets 1-1. It should be 0-2, Tommy. Who you got in this one, Tom? Bengals and Jets.
Bengals going to lay the wood to them. They're going to blow out the Jets.
Ready to clip that one next week.
Yeah.
Bengals will not make the playoffs, but they will win this game.
This is tough. Jets come back last week against this so-called Super Bowl squad that's playing against. But this week they'll not show up because the Bengals will play, so the Bengals will win.
Jets. Jets. They're a good team as long as Joe Flacco's on the field, boys.
He is good.
He's elite.
Yep.
Eagles at Commanders. Philly and Washington. Philly's favored by 6.5 on the road. Terry, NFC East battle here. What you got?
Yeah, this is tough. Eagles going there. The Commanders know they got to have it. They always talk about how the division can change. Commanders, here's your opportunity, but I don't know. The Eagles, I think, are a little bit better, and I'm taking the Eagles.
Eagles, give your opportunity a chance and win.
Yeah.
I like the Eagles.
Give me the
That's another. Terry, do you realize last week I was listening to you and you said they've always been a pain in the thorn, and I said, Terry, it's pain in the side, thorn in the side is what you meant to say.
You need to have Terryisms and put them in your room.
A pain in the thorn.
You gonna choke an egg?
What is he saying?
All right,
thorn in the side, Terry. Thorn in the side.
Okay, who'd y'all pick?
I know.
Shannon?
Eagles.
Philly. Give me Philly.
Eagles and Commanders.
And somehow he beats us in picks. It's like we do this to him every week.
He makes
somehow.
up a new word every week.
Sometimes he beats
does.
us. Yeah, he does.
Or at least a new meaning for it. Eagles for this one. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Okay.
Saints at Panthers. Jameis and the gang in town Sunday, 1 o'clock. Shannon.
Oh, okay.
Does Baker get his first victory?
We all have a cross to bear. The Panthers are mine, but I'm picking the Panthers to win their first game at home.
Tommy.
No, I don't like Matt Rule. Give me the Saints. They got to have this game. And Baker.
That's all I said. They only need 17 points and they win.
Baker's either really good or really bad. I think that I think the Saints will get this win.
And I'm also taking the Saints. I think their defense will take care of Mayfield.
I just know the Saints will score 17 points. They're going to win this ball game. Saints with the victory over.
And I don't blame you.
That's a good point. I mean,
yeah.
They don't win at 24. I
don't blame you. I'd pull for Carolina if I was a Carolina fan.
Dallas.
They're terrible.
I would pull for Carolina if I was a Carolina fan. Tom.
All you got to do is give opportunity a chance. What is that right? Give opportunity a chance? Is that it?
Jaguars at Chargers. Upset alert, Tommy.
No.
No?
You got to tell me that Jaguars are going to go across the whole country and beat the Chargers. Now, they're improved. They played pretty well last week as they whooped up on the Colts, but I like the Chargers at home.
Well, the problem here is you're wondering if Herbert's playing because it's questionable.
Yeah.
But I am going to also take the Chargers. I think they'll win. Their defense
Who's their
will be
backup?
good enough.
I think they had
That's
a
a good
pretty
question.
serviceable backup. I can't remember.
Is it
now,
not,
it was
is it
Tyrod
not?
Taylor, wasn't it?
I don't know.
But then he's gone. I don't think Tyrod Taylor's there.
I don't know.
anymore.
I don't know who the backup
I
is.
go Chargers too, Terry.
Yep. Give me Chargers.
Chargers across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Rams at Cardinals. Cardinals, the Dogs at home. 3.5-point favorites are the Rams, Shannon.
Only 3.5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, give me the Rams. I think Kyler Murray, last week, Kyler Murray, he's I think he's one of those one-hit wonder to me. I think he picked the wrong sport. So
They won last week, Shannon.
No, but
they won on account of the guy dropped the ball and the guy picks it up and runs it in. Come on. It didn't have
Kyler
nothing.
Murray.
It
Did
had
you wa-
nothing to do with Kyler Murray.
Did you watch the end of the game where Kyler Murray tied that game up?
He's terrible.
He's
You're
one
out
hit
of your
wonder. He should have went baseball. Give me the Rams.
Terry,
He is terrible.
Alcoholics Anonymous, check it out.
As long,
I mean, it's
as,
just
as long as the Cardinals have Kyler Murray at quarterback, they will not win a Super Bowl.
No.
Kyler Murray was fabulous in that fourth quarter to bring them back.
He's a cute little player.
Okay, so he
Cardinals.
It's
Give
neat.
me the Cardinals over
Good
Pizza
job.
over Pizza Boy. Pizza Boy's going down.
You can
Matt
probably
Stafford,
been
Pizza
making a
Boy.
bad
Oh,
pick.
Lordy.
Pizza Boy's going down.
You can probably been making a bad
I'm
pick.
taking the Rams.
That just made me
Rams.
mad.
Rams.
You don't watch the game, Terry.
Watch the game. I watched the game. I saw
It
how
was
they
the nationally
won.
televised game, and
Yes.
Kyler Murray brings them back. Kyler Murray
And-
brings them back.
And
in
they're
the
getting
fourth
ready
quarter.
to win the game until the guy fumbled.
Shannon, for all your bad friends who ended up in hell this week, they get to watch the Falcons and the Seahawks tomorrow. Who you got, Falcons or Seahawks in this bird battle?
I don't know. Give me the Seahawks at home.
Yeah.
I'll take them home.
I got the Seahawks.
Seahawks at home.
Yeah, cross country, I'm going to do it. Seahawks at home. Packers at Buccaneers. We had a fight in of the Bay last night between Will and Andre. Who you got, Tom?
Give me Brady at home, even though I don't like him. They're only a 1-point favorite at home over the Packers, who really struggled in week
Maybe
one.
the only game in NFL history where the quarterbacks combined over 70 years old in this game.
So they're close to 80.
Are you taking the Bucks?
I'm taking the Bucks at home.
Yeah, give me the Buccaneers at home.
Terry?
I don't know. Oh God. Give me Green Bay. I'm gonna take Green Bay.
So Brady's been having marriage problems, and
he has,
and
Yeah, he's
Roger,
got all kinds of
and
things
Rodgers
wrong
has
with
been
him.
having has been doing ayahuasca. I don't know what to go with this one. We're gonna go with a home team, Bucks with a win over the Packers.
Is his wife mad because he came back to play football?
No, she want to go to Miami. Do you not remember this whole deal? But at the start of the season,
She wanted to
order
move.
straight
I
to Miami.
remember something
So
like that.
she's not living in Tampa Bay, Tommy, with all those old retirees. 49ers over Broncos. 49ers at Broncos. Tommy, who you got?
Oh, Jimmy
G's
G's back.
Yeah.
Give me Jimmy G.
Yeah, me too. 49ers.
49ers.
Broncos better get it together. Broncos with the victory in Mile High Stadium. Monday Night Football, Cowboys and Giants. Shannon, Cowboys at Giants.
Well, if any other time, I'd say let me say where they're playing. I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna give me the Giants.
Terry?
There's no way Dallas always beats the Giants. So Come on.
I like the Giants. They're playing well. They're undefeated. Cooper Rush still playing, right? Cooper still running?
Yeah, and Giants have 2 Super Bowls in the last 20 years.
Oh, God, yeah.
Been to 3.
Go ahead. Like I always told you, Dallas defense will keep them in every game.
Terry, you're right. You guys should play good defense against the Duke quarterback. This is a game.
Diggs and them will have
This will be the worst offensive game in the league this week. It might be 9-6. Going with a home team, Giants.
So y'all did this last week. Remember, I was the only one who took Dallas and they won.
Well, that's nice.
Good job. So that
Dolphins
means I'll
at
win
Bengals
again.
Thursday night football. Shannon.
I'm gonna go with Miami till they give me a reason not to. Give me Miami over Cincinnati.
Terry. And I'm also taking Miami over Cincinnati.
Give me Bengals at home on a Thursday night. Home team on Thursday night.
I'm with Tommy on this one. Bengals at home Thursday night. All right, we're going to finish up the show. We do have NASCAR, of course, this weekend. Terry, where are they going? Don't know. Don't remember off the top of your head. Why, you mean you both went blank at the same time? I was hoping you was going to save me on that one.
Dang.
They had Texas this weekend? Yes, Texas.
Okay.
Texas this weekend.
And I'm going to tell you something. I think that Kyle Busch was sabotaged this week. I mean, as long as he's been racing, there's no doubt that this dude blows 2 engines at Darlington and at Bristol.
Sabotage.
Back to back?
Yes. I'm sure.
How does that happen?
I'm sure the person that owns that engine wanted it blown up and not win any money on Sunday.
I mean, they didn't want Kyle Busch to move on, so let's just blow his engine up halfway through the race.
Who's they?
You know, I don't know who the guys are. I'd like to know them.
Mr. Conspiracy thinks.
All right, we're going to end the show. We're going to end the show on a quick little video. Albert Pujols last night.
Congratulations!
So I kind of said something this the other day about someone. If he hits the 699 early in the game, 700's coming. He has always been one to boom that'll hit 2 in one game because he's a rhythm. He hates getting beat on certain pitches, and once he's figured you out, he's going to hit it. And he hit the first one, and I got that one. And then a few minutes later, I got another text that he's hit 700. I was like, "Well, crap! I'm sitting."
Guardians are going to win the Central, Terry.
All right, here's the Cardinals.
Congratulations!
Here's a video played from the Cardinals that they put out commemorating. Tom, if you'll hit computer there.
Almost as good as our stream.
Left into left. Goodbye. Pujols goes deep. Home run for Albert Pujols, and we're tied at 2.
Recruited as a shortstop.
Fly ball, left field. See you later. Pujols has done it again. It's a home run for Albert.
Pujols drives this one into left field. Wow, look at this one go.
Get up, baby, get up. Grand slam home run over the Budweiser sign.
Pujols has his second of the night, and it's 9-2.
Pujols in the deep left field. How far is it gonna go? Way out of here, off the stadium club. Bring a long one. 2 days in a row.
That was one of the hardest hit balls I've ever seen. So if you're just sitting there watching the highlights of the folks
in the
online,
deep left field. Did he do it?
2 things I want to point out real quick is how flat his swing is through the zone. Like it's ridiculous. You just keep watching. Like almost every contact, his bat almost like 90-degree angle.
Hits it.
Now what you will notice that Terry, he releases for you young men with some power. He releases one-handed and high. All right, that was. Most kids are taught swing out 2 hands, right? A hitting coach back in I think 60s and 70s came up with this concept, and it helps lift the ball. And the hitting coach was there in St. Louis when they brought in. He was McGuire. He basically
He's at the track at the wall.
And,
it's a gunner.
Not a lot of players do it.
40 for Albert.
He learned that specifically from McGuire and from his hitting coach because Pujols was dead doubles here and wasn't lifting. And he worked on that, and that's part of why he's trying to hit about 5-10 more homers than the regular player gets in the 40s.
Number 4.
Ken Griffey Jr. hit like that too. Similar? A little. It's not the exact same way Tom did, but he's different. Griffey's different. That's different. This one, I don't know if I heard you do that.
Big fly for Albert.
Terry, 4 players, 7 home runs, only 2.
It is
got 700 home runs and 3,000 hits.
It's like you never left.
Albert Pujols and Hank Aaron.
Left center field.
So only two with that. Average home run trot time is 26 seconds by Albert Pujols.
He's done it.
They extrapolated that over 700 homers. And Albert Pujols running the base.
That's a good thing to know there.
5 hours of running out there. Yadier Molina. Also last night, East Lincoln product, he got his first home run. Alex Burleson got his first home run in the game as well. You can see him there in one of those highlights. 5 hours of running the bases. You want to know how long that is in miles, Tom?
No.
47.73 miles.
How about that?
Albert Pujols has run 47 miles, and it took him 5 hours. What's a marathon's what?
26.
That's pretty good timing then, isn't
Not
it?
marathon pace.
Pujols running a marathon
I think
pace.
a good marathoner can run a marathon in about 3 hours.
Only 6 players in Major League history, Terry. This is a hard one for you folks out there. Have 400 homers, 130. What's that? What is DRS? I don't even know what that is. What is DRS? You know what DRS is? It's not doubles.
Some runs scored, maybe.
And 100 stolen bases. It's Pujols, Willie Mays, Barry Bonds, then Carl Yastrzemski, Adrian Beltre, and this was for Shannon. Andrew Jones made that list.
There you go.
Former Atlanta Brave. 700 home runs, folks. He's got, 19 or 20 something, or 19 or 20, I think, this year, or 21, something like
21.
that. 21 this year.
21.
And, Terry, if you played it one more year, it'd get Ruth. I don't think he can catch
No.
the Aarons and
But
Bonds.
what? But something that they said last night, I can't remember, had 21 home runs and such and such and such and such. But wasn't but 3 guys that had done that. It was Bonds and Hank Aaron and Pujols. So Babe Ruth wasn't even in on that.
No, he was. It's almost everything is either Pujols, Bonds, and Ruth. Pujols, Aaron, and Ruth. Pujols, Ruth, Bonds.
Yeah.
Pujols, Mays, Aaron. You're not going to have a list without him.
But congratulations,
and
and I'm glad that he come back to the Cardinals to do this.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if he'd have stayed in LA, he wouldn't have got it. He wouldn't have got the at bats. You can tell. I'll say that I don't know exactly how much weight he's lost. He's lost 10, 15 pounds since coming from LA.
And he's got 10 games to try to hunt 714.
Hey, DRS means.
Yes, Terry.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
Hey, DRS, Kevin, means defensive runs saved.
Okay,
All right.
Yeah.
It means he plays some
Knowledge,
decent defense.
yeah.
He's got 2
Power.
gold gloves. People don't know. A lot of people don't know that. Final announcement of the day. Sunday, January 22nd. Sunday, January 22nd. Sting will participate in the Great Muta's retirement match in Japan at Yokohama Arena. Sunday, January 22nd.
Mark that on your Google calendar.
Sting in the Great Muta. KTC Broadcasting.
I needed to know that.
.com.